Alrighty, hello everyone. Welcome back once again to Mania 4K World Cup 2025. We're at the last weekend, and we are here to see the grand finals matchup. There are only 3 teams left. They are in the tournament, but although we haven't got to see whoever gets to claim the champion here, but we get to see the lower bracket first, and it's going to be one hell of a matchup since it is going to be China versus South Korea. I am Mifa, and I'll be commentating alongside Potassium. How's it going?
Yeah, welcome everyone to the rare Friday Osu live stream here. Both teams agreeing to play on the Friday. I think they had some reason why they couldn't play on the Saturday. And of course, the Sunday is reserved for the grand finals match. USA waiting there in the winner's side to face whoever wins in this match. Now, this tournament, this round is looking ultra spicy right now because we do have 3 teams, China, South Korea, USA, that all have very similar overall scores looking at last week. And I mean, we just saw China only getting sent down to the losers bracket by about 1,000 points on the tiebreaker versus USA. So this tournament feels like any of these 3 teams could realistically win it right now.
Yeah, this time though, it might actually be the most accurate seeding. Although talking about seed doesn't really matter in this case, but it's actually pretty much representative on the team members of the 3 teams that are left in this tournament, especially when you say United States are being in the seed 2, South Korea seed 3, and China seed 1. This is pretty much the cream of the crop, really, for this last map pool, I guess, for the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, the top 3 seeds did make it to the top 3, but you can't say that it was necessarily expected or reached in a expected manner. You know, all these 3 teams have kind of obviously looked super strong, but there was a lot of teams that could have very well taken this 3rd place spot as well. Thailand looking really strong, UK almost beating South Korea as well, Chile beating South Korea earlier in the tournament. And lots of other teams that have been performing really well. But in the end, it is the top 3 here left up. And we are going to be getting some picks, protects and bans coming in here. China going to be aiming for this LN pool, targeting South Korea's mostly Rice kind of biased roster, at least for the late game. I think their LN players are a little bit more uncomfortable with the physicality here.
Yeah. The bigger weakness that I would see from China is that they have particularly solid all-rounded all-rounded seems like I'm an oxymoron, but they definitely know what it takes to beat out South Korea's strengths and weaknesses. Although South Korea may actually targeting a little bit on the physicality side, and although this time around it might be a little bit different because both bans seem to be Rice picks.
Oh, that's an interesting ban from South Korea specifically. We did see, in particular, I would say South Korea's absolute best scores that they got last week were in those bottom 4 Rice slots. All of the technical Rice picks, they absolutely destroyed on versus Thailand. And I would be scared if I was China or the USA in these regards. That's why China banned out the Rice 7, one of the technical maps here, going to be taken away from South Korea. And I feel like China being able to go toe-to-toe against USA on LN picks, I should say, without their main LN player is definitely something to be said.
Oh yeah. The good news is that the 2 OS originals are still alive in the pool, which Impulsive Wave and Orphic were the 2 totally regular picks that are they're such bangers, really. But now, actually, we're staring away on the Terabyte, a hybrid 4 pick.
Really interesting. South Korea decides to pick into the hybrids first. I feel like they're definitely quite strong in it, but hard to say because China do have a few players of their own that are really strong hybrid players. You know, Dawn X here for this match as well. Parasol Tree as well, a player that can play pretty much everything in the pool. And South Korea, I feel like their late game players definitely might struggle maybe a slight amount on some of these LN patterns in this map.
Oh yeah, on the upper bounds of the physical limit for sure. There's to an extreme degree of physicality, and you need to have that in the bag or else you're just gonna fall off.
I guess at this stage, I mean, this map pool is so hard that South Korea doesn't really need accuracy anymore. Some of these players like Yi and Gex probably going to be dropping in some accuracy in the LN parts of this map, but if they can hold combo, really that's all that matters, to be honest here.
Yeah, they had one job to do essentially in Grand Finals. Survive until the very end without missing.
Especially on a map like this, there's so many jacks in this one as well, and so many like really technical patterns in this that we can expect quite a lot of misses in the main chunk of this map.
It is definitely like the hybrid pick that you would more likely accustomed to, like hybrid 2, like Shadow of Cast, like we saw in the last level of the map pool, like the finals map pool. This is just around. It's just got everything in it that it can slip you in moments in time, really. But here we go, get hype here. Let's see the first pick being Terabyte for the Grand Finals.
Yeah, very interesting first pick coming out from South Korea. We'll see if they can hold on to it, or we're going to be seeing an early break point. But obviously, nice and calm map at the intro here, no one having any difficulties. But it's about to get quite hard very quickly.
You will understand why this is Grand Finals, because this has some tricky anchors in between as well, especially with those trails embedded in it.
Some of these mini jabs absolutely brutal, going everywhere as well, and Dornex does find a little bit of an accuracy drop, but so does a couple of players in South Korea. It's going to even out this accuracy right now between the two teams, but we still haven't seen the main difficulty just yet.
Mini jacks coming right at you in the speed section, although it might drop a couple of Q200s. Dornex seems to be recovering quite a bit nicely there to the 99.7s.
Everyone's slowly dropping their accuracy little by little. I'm now down into the 99.5s, but it seems like it's being matched by Foremelt and Parasol Tree right now, and there goes Foremelt's combo.
Ooh. One FC down.
All other 5 players holding onto the FC right now. Are there going to be any other misses soon? We're only halfway into the map. This is already a 10,000 point lead.
The trails, oh god, the Lacrima trails.
Actually,
that's messy one.
Really rough transition out of the Lacrima trail from Foremelt as well. South Korea gaining this lead now, 20,000 points. There's another miss as well. They still have 3 full combos. There goes Gex though. That's one trade, but feels like it's not going to be anywhere near enough.
99%, flat 99 against a 99.5. That's just barely drop at all. And Parasol Tree falling off as well with only 2 FCs versus 1 left.
And in the outro of this map, it does seem like South Korea is going to really confidently take this first point with 2 full combos. Just the one on the side of China on Dornex here. And it looks like maybe when we're looking at the physicality side of things, this map pool being a lot physically harder than last week's, Foremelt is seeming to be the one that might start lagging behind the other 5 a little bit.
Yeah, this point's very clear in terms of physicality that South Korea has that in the bag, and geez, 1-200 across all that.
Oh my god, Nard. Nada's been pulling off some absolutely ridiculous scores, not necessarily on the hybrids either, mostly on those Rice picks. So if he's still getting 1-200 on this hybrid, I am concerned for China when we get to some of these Rice picks later on into the match. But now China's not going to waste any time. They're going for the LN1 pick, the one where they think that they'll have the biggest advantage. I think they will. This one is more... definitely going to be more accuracy focused rather than the combo focused map that we just saw. And when it comes to accuracy, I think China definitely has the advantage in a map like this.
Yeah, picking their protect this early it's pretty clever. Better late than never, really, pretty much. You never know what South Korea's LNs are gonna play at, and it's either just Bushan or Poka, but at that point, the level of Grand Finals is just so heavy.
Not going to be Bushan or Poker, it seems. Citra coming in instead. Citra definitely a strong LN player, can get good ratio on the LN maps as well. but also looking at I'm Yi being a player that doesn't necessarily do so well accuracy side of things, so that's going to be the main combo player on the side of South Korea. And all three Chinese players very strong when it comes to the accuracy on maps like this.
It's crazy to think that when we jump from the finals to grand finals, all they need to do is just survive and not getting missed anywhere in the map, or else it's just gonna cost you some quite a bit of a score difference, especially if you're getting lost.
Yeah, absolutely. We are expecting a lot more misses to come out compared to previous weeks, obviously, here. So less full combos are likely. So if a player does get a full combo, that just helps the team all that much more. So if you do have combo, that can sometimes beat out the ACK, but maybe not necessarily in a map like this. There goes Nard's combo early on. It shouldn't matter all too much. That was an extremely early miss and not too big of an ACK drop, at least so far. Oh, that one's going to matter. More?
Yeah, second one. Still on the under 99 here, even after the miss earlier.
Oh, and there goes
wait.
Citra as well. That's a significant drop down below 99 as well. And all three players on China are above 99.7 right now. This lead...
Crazy that the lowest is 99.7 because everyone's not surviving on the accuracy.
Yeah, Citra finding another miss, staying down below 99%. This lead has grown quite massive actually early on. 16,000 points is very hard to come back on a map that's 4 minutes long.
From what I understood correctly, this has like around 7,000 nodes or something like that, so it's gonna take a while because it's 4 minutes long. So length doesn't really matter as much, but if you already have like 2 combo breaks in, like a messy one at that score difference is gonna skyrocket.
Yeah, I mean the combo doesn't necessarily matter that much. It's easily recovered from. Nard does have another break. The bigger problem is the accuracies right now from Nard and Citra have tanked quite a lot with those misses, and we can see on China 99.7 still is the average across that entire team, better than all three players on South Korea. And
like considerably better. The only one keeping combo is Yi on the South Korea, but there goes one from Parasol Tree, so there's only 2v1 right now.
Yeah, one miss is definitely going to help South Korea, but we can see this lead has still been growing over time, 21,000 points, and it's not really being dented by that miss because the accuracy is still 99.6, and Yi, the only full combo on South Korea, does find a miss.
At this point, it's just pretty much smooth sailing from here on. 24k with 2 FC advantage on the China side is just pretty much helping them afloat.
Yeah, there's not really any insane kind of like difficulty spikes or patterning changes throughout this map. If the Chinese players are looking this comfortable this far, it's hard to imagine them fully collapsing enough to relinquish this lead. 23,000 points just about.
Actually slowly kind of diminishing there, actually. Mel dropping more 200s than they needed to.
Mel's accuracy definitely taking a hit. Citra and Nard's accuracy is going back up. There goes a trade.
Oh.
Citra and Dortz both trading misses. Clean misses for both players, but there goes another Citra miss.
Yeah. Now it's going to undo the score difference a little bit there. Then there's only one FC left here, pretty much.
Yeah, and this point lead, 23,000 points, almost 24,000 points. That's going to be multiple entire team misses from China. That has to happen for South Korea to come back. This is a really long map, so it takes a really long time for the scores to change. Oh, wait. That is not a good sign.
Increasingly worried there.
We may have to check in on this one later. Surely not, though. Okay.
Oh, okay. It's desynced
still
so
connected.
heavily, though.
Yeah, it's desynced, but as long as the score submits, that's all China needs, because this lead should still definitely be in their favor.
I think I can correctly assume that it's still like about 25,000 lead after that not miss. So it's hopefully the score submits right after this song ends. We only have like 10 seconds remaining.
Yep, just the end of the song here. Obviously going to play a little bit longer after for Formelt to just catch up with the score, and we'll be able to see this score lead. Well, not really score lead, but we'll be able to see this bar shrink over time. It should be going over towards China because Formelt has an FC right now at this end of this match. There it is.
Yeah, okay, there you go. That is apparently... that is still apparently that's the lowest score on China. Even with FC.
Wait, that's crazy. How do you FC the map and get the lowest score? But look at China's accuracies. Their 200 counts are so good. Actually, Nard's 200 counts really good as well, but 11 misses really tells the story here for South Korea. They were much less comfortable on a map like this than China were. That's why China protected it. And they're going to answer back with their own really solid point.
Yeah, this is toe-to-toe, so 1-1, and it is pretty much on a level... okay, Core Jack.
Oh my god. Wait, Korea's crazy for this, aren't they?
I think they're targeting about the accuracy. South Korea has definitely got that accuracy on the back. And this pick isn't that much harder than like last four either.
That's why I'm so concerned about a pick like this. This was a pick that we've seen in recent rounds being left till the very end of the match, because all the teams know that at this stage of the tournament, everyone is so good at Core Jack, everyone can play these maps. If you mess up even a little bit, this score can go straight to your opponent's side for an easy breakpoint.
The thing is, it also has much longer length, so one mistake doesn't really give you that much of a benefit, but it's still pretty easy to just misread something and get a lot of 50s.
I mean, I might be proven wrong in the end. I know South Korea is really strong when it comes to these Core Jack picks, but I would have thought that they would definitely have more of an advantage on more of the technical picks that are down further on into the rice pool. This one feels like China might be right behind them in terms of the score throughout the entire map, potentially.
If I'm Yi's purpose is just to get a full combo on this, then this would be a clever move. Because otherwise Citra would have been played in that spot. But then the inconsistency from Citra from like the last weekend we saw earlier, it doesn't seem to have many full combos on their performances. So this would be a good move.
Yeah, combo definitely matters quite a lot here, so picking the player that's more comfortable getting the full combo in I'm Yi is the strategy here for South Korea. But we'll see if China can pull up full combos of their own to counteract. We are expecting quite a few full combos on this one. Not necessarily three-way full combos, but that's what the teams are going to be hoping for.
Yeah, so I don't know what I and Wem here also being substitute from China. Being played for mostly rice picks. Hopefully they can do much better as a carry for them.
Let's see this one.
That's still 200 nodes in. Gex are still at 100%. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, Gex 99.99 though. We can see the level of accuracy that they'll be getting here, but I'm Yi definitely dropping off quite a lot. Down below 99.7 for a bit now.
100% went back once again.
Wait, he went back! Yeah, 100% for Gex.
It's much longer than actually not picking back up.
Wait, that's messed up. What's he doing?
There you go. So he only dropped like 4 300s across all of the things.
This is so close though. Look at this score lead. 300 points in favor of China, but that's really nothing. It's all off the back of I'm Yi.
Yeah, I mean, his purpose is just to get a full combo on this, and I think that's pretty much on point right now.
Oh my god, it's so tense though. A little bit of an act drop from Warren there. He's going to give the lead. I mean, no lead actually. Back to even, just about.
Yeah, just even. Oh, we pick up a 200 on the burst.
Yeah, I don't know, picked up a little bit of an act drop. 1,000 points in favor of South Korea, but that's not seeming like very much at all, to be honest there. Warren does drop an accuracy, now matching I'm Yi's accuracy. So now this is where Gex's 99.98 really does come into play. 2,000 points in favor of South Korea. Still not safe by any means though.
Yeah, Will's still at like second half of this? And it's still pretty much Yeah, well, 3,000 points might not seem like much, but it's really just on the back of accuracy by Nod and Gex right here. It's just doing God's work right now.
Worm and Yi now tied. That was the reason that China was still staying even, was that Worm was beating Yi before, but now Yi finding his footing. Worm kind of struggling a little bit. This accuracy still dropping.
Oh, that's a late drop there from Women. I saw a lot of 200s on the late hits.
Oh, I think we can see the stamina running out. 99.6 now, and this accuracy is just getting lower and lower over time. South Korea, 5,000 points in the lead at the end of this map now.
Korea can drop one miss and it'd still be completely fine. Gex, though, however. 99.97, 98.
I'm not even looking on that side of the screen, man. I'm just... I cannot...
Oh, God.
It went up again. Oh, my God.
I cannot believe we're still gonna get a 999k on this. I legitimately cannot stress how good that score is.
We have a 6-way full combo, by the way. We have a 6-way full combo.
Yes, no shot, 51 300s. Dude, this is grand finals. You should not be able to get a 998 on this.
Gex is crazy. Gex is actually messed up. What is that score? That score single-handedly wins the point. Everything else basically tied up.
Oh, that was a shame as well, because I don't know what I had to pick up a 50 somewhere in there because of that drop. It would have been a 4v1 double S as well too if it wasn't for that.
Absolutely ridiculous, and it really did in the end come down also to William just running out of stamina a little bit by the end. It makes sense. 3 minutes straight, basically no breaks in that map.
China's turn to pick now. They still got quite a few picks on their disposal on the LN side, but I'm concerned about LN too. I don't know. Everything else is fair game to me.
The map pool definitely feels a lot smaller for China right now is the problem. The LN1 worked great for them, but the problem is there's not really that many maps that play into that kind of skill set anymore. Whereas South Korea doing really well on like Rice and Tech, there's so many of those maps left over in the pool. Maybe China's gonna have to take a risk on something sooner or later, but for now, I mean, they could just pick one of the LN maps. Still kind of feels a little bit dangerous, even if they pick like LN3 or LN4 here.
Challenger might be decent enough if you take into account the density of it. Okay, picking September, also LN4. Fair enough.
5 days too late for this song.
Yeah, 26 days. You should pick it like 1 September, but regardless, that's a decent pick. Although might not be the best solution, given this pretty much heavily favors mixed density pick.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, it's kind of similar to some of the hybrid maps that we see. This one, like very it's like very shield focused here. There's a lot of really tricky shields that happen on the same hand as other long notes as well, so heaps of potential here for a lot of misses.
So this time Gex is now playing on the islands, as we previously expected on the finals pool, where Gex played on like a long note density picks. This time around, he can stick around a little bit on the other islands.
Yeah, I mean, Gex did play as well on that Hybrid 4, I believe, as well, so makes sense. More of like a technical LN map that he would be put in instead of a play like Citra.
Should be interesting choice for China to be picking this, but if it just favors accuracy, then China could have the upper hand. But
yeah,
comboing is pretty much what it means on the game.
Yeah, definitely eyes on Melt, especially in this Grand Finals pool, it seems right now. Starting to like kind of lose the comfort a little bit when we're getting maps this hard. But if you can keep up on this map, then it should be a strong opportunity for China, especially with a start like that from Nard, messing up on that very early burst.
Yeah, might have just mistimed that burst completely there.
Oh, there goes Dawn X as well.
Should be okay. At least still goes to China either way. It's still like before 400 combo anyways.
Yeah, and I mean, super clean miss. That was like a slider break, I think, from Dawn X, just accidentally letting go of a singular note. So the accuracy's still intact, and it's going to be China in the lead by about 1,000 points. But here we go. Now is the real section of the map. We'll see if anyone messes up on these shields. These are brutal. There goes Gex. Big miss, and Nod as well.
Might have picked up a column lock for Gex there. I didn't realize. Not actually just losing steam here pretty much on the shields.
Well, we can see already South Korea are just not comfortable on these LN maps. Follow Melt does trade it back, but Nod misses again, now below 99%. China really solidly in the lead with 2 of their 4 combos versus just I'm Yi on South Korea.
Yeah, 1v1 pretty much on Parasol versus I'm Yi there. But although Dawn X accuracy, it might as well just be a full combo because of that accuracy, I think.
Oh yeah, you're right. That was, I completely forgot about the miss from Dawn X before. But yeah, I mean, 99.7 just about, and the accuracy does matter quite a lot. All of South Korea's players lagging behind Parasol Tree and Dawn X right now. And here we go, this is the longer section right now. We'll see if there's any more mistakes coming from either side.
Oh god, the 3-node jack. I forgot about the 3-node jacks into the shield. It's actually gonna trip up, I think, for most.
There goes Gex. Finding another miss there, but a single miss. There goes Nod as well. So those 2 players still struggling on the side of South Korea right now. I'm Yi as well breaks.
Okay.
Full Melt trades, but that looks like it's going to be it for South Korea. There's no way they can come back from this.
Parasol Tree is just pretty much on ham right here. It's just anything else couldn't even come close to that score, apart from Dawn X with that early drop early. Escape unscathed, and we just nearing on the end here, and the scoreline is going to go to 2-2.
Yeah, really solid picks so far. I mean, 3 of these picks have been like extremely convincing from either side. It was only that Rice 4 that looked really close in the middle of it, and yeah, China just showing that they're so much more comfortable when it comes to these LN patterns.
That is a slider break from Dawn X. Like, you're right. You're right about that.
It did just... I saw him just release the note at the start, just like a regular long LN.
Nod's 200 count is also pretty insane too, but Draws is just completely ruined it.
Yeah, I mean, South Korea, even on the LN1, was showing some really strong 200 counts. Yeah, it is just the... being able to be comfortable with the combo is the main thing here that South Korea is kind of falling behind in. And China ties it up again, but as I said before, South Korea have a lot of picks that they can go to now.
South Korea, even though you say that there's a lot of picks, I'd say maybe they're starting to run thin in terms of complexity. Actually, they're gonna go with Sawyer. I think this is also their protect.
Yeah, I think all of these like technical picks, like especially Soiree and I mean, I guess the Terminal 11 map, if they want to go to that next as well, should be fairly strongly in their favor. They did comfortably beat out China's team score on all of the technical maps last week, but that was without Dawn X, it has to be said.
That was without Dawn X, and this is harder than that. So physical limit might be on the edge, I think. And Citra is coming back just to play on the technical dumb, I should say too.
Yeah, Citra did show to be quite good at these as well. So I'm Yi being switched out. This feels like more of like an accuracy focused lineup for South Korea, going into a more kind of consistency based Rice map.
Honestly, I didn't think of Parasol Tree could be like such an all-rounder and they should stay in on this pick, but I dig it. I think Parasol Tree should be fairly comfortable with this, I think.
Yeah, I feel like Parasol Tree has been like one of those players that we can clearly kind of see that physicality is not really an issue for them. Like the late game kind of patterning and the physicality for Parasol Tree has been pretty fantastic this whole tournament, and has had above average accuracy as well. So not really struggling in either front. Just a really solid player.
Yeah, just be wary of misses, really. And I think that's just pretty much the name of the game. And misses are just gonna prove costly.
Oh, it's looking nerve-wracking once again at the very start of this, because both teams starting off with identical accuracy. Once again, it's Gex leading the charge. Dornex not too far behind, does drop a 200 there.
But overall accuracy and average is 99.85. That's the lowest on China.
Citra was struggling quite a lot on a couple of these bursts now, dropping combo as well. That's a 99.3.
Yes. That was my main worry about Citra, is actually misread a pattern and just completely getting lost there. Parasol trade is much cleaner on the drop here.
Yeah, it did trade back the miss, importantly for South Korea, but the accuracy there, Parasol trade still 99.7, Citra still on that 99.3, so big AC discrepancy between the teams. And Gex did drop the accuracy down as well, now no longer the highest in the lobby. That goes to Nard, actually.
I mean, guess what? We're still not even in the second half yet. This pick is also long.
Oh, it's really long. And that was a big drop for Parasol Tree. There goes I don't know as well.
Oh,
this isn't even
back.
It's not even the main chorus of the song. Maybe they relaxed a little bit too much in this less intense section, but here we go. Building back up. South Korea now in the lead.
There's more misses coming out of I don't know here. Citra comes back to the drop as well. Gex! Oh, actually trading out of I don't know here, apparently.
And Citra, again, these misses are going back and forth. This lead is going to start shrinking, and there goes another Citra
This is looking dangerous! Oh, this is looking much dangerous. Citra needs to regain the composure back up. This pattern are not getting it much easier.
Oh my god, less than 1,000 points it's looking like going. Citra is still below 400 combo, but just about hitting it now. So 2,000 points seems to be the lead for South Korea.
Be wary of these patterns. It could snap at any second if you actually mistime it.
We have seen really rough misses coming out from both sides. Really feels like who's going to be the last one in the map to make a mistake.
We're still down under 2,000 points up until the last quarter. This cannot be real, this difference, is it?
Oh no. This could go either way completely.
Here comes more of these. And there you go. This is the last chorus of the song now.
No team can afford any more messes up, but there goes the combo on China. Dornex finds a clean-ish miss, but that's enough for South Korea to take a 6,000 point lead. And there goes the other two Chinese players as well. All the misses coming from the left side of the screen there. South Korea managing to hold on to the combo.
South Korea came clean into this transition here. And it's looking like this is pretty solid, all things considered, even though it's a little sketchy of the drops by Citra and Gex earlier. And Nod seems to be taking home with the full combo, it seems like. There you go.
Nod really doing a lot of work with the only full combo. That was what kind of made most of the difference here. Gex as well, despite the misses, had one of the best scores in the entire lobby.
It is a bit of a sketchy pick. It's just like, look at those miscounts from China. It's just all clean 200s.
Look at the 200 counts from China. What's going on with Parasol Tree and I don't know what? How do you get more misses than 200s on a map like this?
Yeah, apparently that's just it. You just slip up and apparently you just get back into it pretty much. And that proved to be too costly here.
Yeah, felt like that was a very coin flippy kind of map though, so maybe there is opportunity for a breakpoint in the near future with some of these, but we're going into another LN map.
Oh,
China picking LN2. Okay.
That's the least kind of pick that I would expect from China, because I would expect Challenger to come in, or LN3.
Yeah, both of these last two LN picks are kind of further and further away from what China really want in an LN map. These ones should be also pretty comfortable overall for South Korea. They should struggle a little bit less, I would think, on a more straightforward map like this.
So yeah, I would expect Formel to come back in. So being the main source of long notes for the player at the very least for China, not.
You're not playing for China now.
So Formel's going to South Korea then?
Perhaps.
Oh no. Not having some issues on the map, I think.
Nod doesn't have the map?
Nod has it, but not the upgrade of it, apparently.
Interesting. Looks like some bug fixing is in order, or some kind of troubleshooting.
Or better yet, just send the .os file on the notepad, and it just completely fixes itself.
Yeah, I mean there should be a way to transfer the files in some, because I mean if you have the correct files that are the same, then it should just work, right, in the multi-lobby.
Yeah, it should just work. Theoretically, it should just never have any issues on playing even. Although looking at the situation right now, after this pick from China, there's only like one long node pick, and then they have to venture into the hybrids.
The hybrids,
scary proposition.
I mean, they could pick the Rice, but I'm thinking like Rice 2 might be okay, but
yeah,
probably something. I would say probably something like Hybrid 3 would be the preference for China.
Oh yeah,
well, right.
I think both teams are dreading to play Hybrid 3. To be honest with you,
it's not something that you want to pick necessarily, but it's something that you might have to pick.
They have to take risks. That is for sure.
So it seems like it is fixed.
Okay, good. So hopefully Formel should be there now. Not sure where he's now.
Yeah, Nod was taking up the slot, so there we are.
There you go.
So kind of expected team coming in here. Citra's going to be playing instead of Gex, who was playing in a couple of the other LN focus maps. But this one being, I would assume, more comfortable for Citra overall. But we'll have to see, because there have been misses on both sides with some of these patterns here. Wait, Formel having the same issue?
Oh. Oh, well, that's interesting.
Interesting. Well, we'll have to see what happens.
What do you think South Korea is gonna pick after this, though?
Oh, maybe it's gonna be Worm playing.
Oh.
I think Worm has been playing like some of the hybrids and LNs occasionally, especially last week as well, because Dornex was not available, right? But Worm was playing at least decently well in these LN maps, so definitely a player that can play them.
Yeah, should be hopefully sorted out. Yeah, I think Worm's gonna playing now for China.
In fact, Worm did get like the highest score on China's team for the tiebreaker last week, so definitely a player that you would expect can play like hybrids and LNs.
Yeah, I mean the switcheroo is just ultimately without Dornex last weekend, so Dornex is just ultimately you should be expected to play every single map in the year.
Yeah, for sure. Dornex is like their anchor player for Team China.
I'm getting ever so slightly concerned because this pick is like 253 jump stream LNs. And it can snap you. It's very fast.
It is very fast, and there we go. Parasol Tree does find the first miss. Really hard to cleanly miss here because of how fast the notes are. If you mess up a little bit, there's going to be like 10 notes gone in the blink of an eye.
Although they need to actually improvise the accuracy a little bit more, because South Korea's accuracy isn't that much better in improving them. Because score shrinking now,
Yeah, I'm Yi has the worst accuracy in the lobby right now, so that's counteracting the misfire a little bit.
Yeah, scores now just under 2,000 by the looks.
Yeah, it should be shrinking over time. Yi does drop in accuracy just a little bit, but so does a couple of the players. Worm also dropping in a bit in accuracy here. Citra is the one that's not. 99.7 is keeping South Korea in that lead by 2,000 points right now.
Okay, should be at the last third of it now. Hopefully nothing goes wrong. Because this pattern here is actually
so
much
close.
harder.
Less than 1,000 points.
Oh my god!
Switching back over.
He's actually hitting much early. He's probably not just letting go much early.
Yeah, Yi's hit error bar is massive.
Oh,
Worm does find a miss, a big miss at that as well, down to 99.4. 8,000 points now, the lead in South Korea. They still haven't missed 3 full combos.
He's getting much earlier hits apparently, I think. On this hit error is dangerously early.
But does it matter if you full combo? Remember what we've been saying. It doesn't matter if your accuracy is not perfect anymore, because if you manage to pull out a 3-way full combo, you win the map straight up. South Korea breakpoint.
Goodness me. Yeah, like I said about it, we said about it earlier about the full combo being so important right now, and this paid off big dividends for South Korea. And South Korea is advantaged by 2 points here. China is losing and going on a break point on a tangent here.
Yeah, pivotal point in the match now. China is going to have a break point of their own on one of South Korea's picks. Luckily for them, South Korea's picks have been looking closer over time. So there is definitely potential for them to come back into this.
Oh, I'm not... South Korea's options are fairly limited. But they're gonna go... Oh my god! Okay. Ooh, 390 BPM stream, here we go!
Oh yes, we are seeing the first Osu original coming out on stream as well. Speed map. This is actually a crazy difficult chart as well.
This is a crazy counterpart. If you're back, if you watched before like a 2022 of Mania World Cup 4Key, there was a song called Love Song, and it's also by the same artist. It's using the 1.1, I think, on the difficulty outbreak. It equates to 382 BPM, but this has 390, but it apparently has some sporadic 1/5 burst in it too. So misreading this is lethal, I think, in most cases.
Oh, absolutely. But if I do have faith in anyone to be able to play this right now, it has to be Nard and Gex. They have been tearing up all the Rice maps. That has been carrying South Korea through this so far. So we'll see if they can do it once again. We're kind of reaching into all different parts of this Rice pool now.
We're at a point where 390 BPM streaming on Grand Finals is becoming the norm. You have to play this at a much reasonable accuracy too. Even like ODA is pretty standard, but my god, this is actually so hard to keep up.
Oh yeah, big potential for point swings as well here. It's again kind of similar to how some of the other maps are played out. If you do mess up, if you do misread a pattern, that's a lot of accuracy being lost, as well as the miss that's sure to come.
Once we get into the Nod with the early drop.
What is with Nod in these early drops today? This is like the 3rd or 4th map.
There you go. My god, Citra Parasol already dropping into that too.
Oh, but look at Citra's drop was massive, down below 99%, but should be able to recover well enough. Nod does find a repeated miss. And Citra again?
Oh my god, Citra dropping on the outer trails apparently, I think. Most of the drops are just pretty much on the anchor trail.
Yes, South Korea not necessarily looking very comfortable on this map so far, but still plenty of map left. Citra does find another miss.
Still on the 98, it's not even climbing back up to the 99s here, but Web and Citra still trading. Oh my god.
Yeah, big miss from Worm there, down to 99.1, but importantly still beating Citra in accuracy. Dornex does follow.
Dornex, oh my god! Dornex
Really
misread the
messy
pattern!
miss. Oh, this is really close once again. There's only one full combo left. And of course, on none other than Gex, who is the highest accuracy in this lobby. That is a solo carry performance trying to keep South Korea into this map.
Okay, Citra actually dropping once more, actually at least gonna go to China a little bit there.
Yeah, but this lead is looking less and less sure by the second. Citra does find another miss. 13,000 points. Nard finds a miss as well.
Parasol Tree is still keeping up a little bit, although they've dropped early on the transition. The only thing left, what is making up the difference, is that Citra drops like 8 or 9 times already.
And Nard as well. Neither of those two players are looking comfortable at all on this BPM right now.
Once we get into the last quarter of it, the patterns kind of change a little bit on snapping, like to 1/5 around there. And they have to survive.
It is a survival right now. Dornex does find a miss, but that's a clean one. Clean misses are okay for China. South Korea really needs them to find misses.
Oh, no.
There's another miss.
Gex is keeping up really well so far now.
Just even Parasol
Tree! Oh my god! The misread! Citra and Dornex is falling off!
Oh my god, this is within a few thousand points. Nard finds a miss. But that accuracy.
They have to survive!
They have to survive!
They have to survive! Gex is now the only SC left and is still keeping up.
And that's enough! South Korea! They're gonna steal their own point back!
Gex, my dude, you cannot do this to us! There's no way you actually SC with 992! 3,200!
30,000 point swing! Gex is ridiculous!
My god, that is what they needed. They need to survive the ending, and Parasol Tree couldn't cope with it, and Dornex as well, falling off at the last measure.
And South Korea hold on to their picks. These players don't know, just from looking at the scores at the end, they have no idea how close these maps are getting from China winning the breakpoint every time.
What one heck of a performance that was. Though, Sakura is a much more advantageous position here, up by 3 points. China's response here is looking very limited now.
Yeah, it was close to China being able to come right back into it, but, I mean, 3 points down, but still remember, this is only 1 breakpoint difference. China is going to have to win 2 of their picks and 1 breakpoint to be able to tie this back up, and they're not going to LN anymore, straight into Hybrid 3. Now is the risk time.
They have to take this risk, otherwise they can never go and live with it. This pick is outrageously difficult on how complex this is.
And we are expecting misses to come in every other second on a map like this.
This is a much more beneficial way to say that Ivy is pretty much the third player that you would expect to score low, but he's your combo game. He's your combo game man, pretty much, for South Korea.
And you need that combo game to be on point. We have seen how much that's come into play so far this match for South Korea. But this time, actually not fielding Gex. Switching him out this one, maybe a little bit too LN focused for Gex to be comfortable with. Citra going to be staying in instead.
Yeah, for Gex, I think this is way too much transitions to keep up with, and given how complex this is, I don't really blame them for not being able to excel this pick in particular.
Here we go, must-win territory for China right now. If they don't win this, their chances of making that grand final are little to none.
Well, this is their only chance because otherwise it could go to a match point and this could go much haywire than what it already is. I already got scared about those LN bursts that are just not even staggered to a degree.
Oh, early miss from Melt there. Dropping accuracy down to 99.5 as well, but we're going to expect plenty more misses. This score lead is still close enough for China. Dornex does find a miss as well, though. That's going to give South Korea more of a lead.
Yeah, this is pretty... Oh, there's no full combos this far into the quarter.
All three Chinese players finding a miss before South Korea breaks any of their full combos. And there goes Melt again, traded by Citra this time.
Still quite a solid lead, but IME is still dropping even out again, but that is just their job, just to survive until the very end.
17,000 points, looking comfortable right now for South Korea, but China was leading by more than this just one map ago, and there goes Nard's full combo.
There goes Nard's full combo, and unsurprisingly, the only one is creeping on his IV, and understandably so, which is their job to do. But apparently shrinking now.
Yeah, there was a couple of misses. Citra also missed just before. So this lead at 10,000 points, it could shrink at any moment as well. We're only halfway into the map now. And there's a double miss for Team China.
That's a massive miss rate on Melt side, and now down under 99 here. Now 98.7 is like 0.2% drop on there. That's not clean at all.
Yeah, Citra does find a trade, but this lead is massive now. Melt dropped a whole massive amount of accuracy. There's the double miss for South Korea, but still 30,000 points. Feels like there's nothing much really left in the map.
Yeah, there's only this section left with this like a weirder grace note here. And you can already pretty much tell the highest score is just gonna be on this side of IME because of there's just the combo is just not pretty much gaining on that.
Maybe not. I mean, look at Nard's accuracy.
Yeah.
And actually Dornex even as well. Who actually has the highest score? It's hard to tell. Maybe Dornex does, right?
Yeah, Dornex should be. But the unsung hero here goes to South Korea because of IME's full combo on this chart is just outrageously brutal there.
Yeah, the misses repeatedly coming in from Melt and Parasol Tree were just not traded to the same degree on the side of South Korea. Only small, cleaner misses on the side of Nard and Citra. And now it is South Korea. They're on match point already, 6-2. And they get their own pick next. China has to win 4 in a row now.
Yeah, this is a tough hill to climb there because if South Korea wins this, then they're guaranteed top 2, and China's knockout being the 3rd place finisher. Can I just point out that Nard's score is only like 5,200s for some reason because of this pick? I just have no idea.
I actually don't understand some of these 200 counts that we're seeing today. Like, even in maps where everyone has been missing, they've all gotten like single-digit 200 counts. Especially on the side of like some of these South Korean players, Nard and Gex have just been performing out of their mind accuracy-wise. And whoa, this is a interesting side of the pool to go in. We're going with hybrid for South Korea now.
The hybrid that I think you would expect South Korea to do very well because of the presence of Gex and IDE here, I think.
Another one of these like really heavily, I guess, combo focused ones. This one actually has quite lengthy rice sections in it as well. So those rice sections definitely going to be helping out South Korea overall.
Oh, this is tough. This is really tough for China, I think, for actually to be able to coming back, because what would you even pick outside of the long note 3 if hybrid 3 wasn't working so well?
I wonder how this one is going to go. China is going to have to win every map from now on. this is going to be a tough one as well, because a lot of shields in this one. But that said, the shields were something that South Korea was struggling with LN4 earlier.
It is. But this has more full front-loaded density in terms of rise, so it could help to some extent, but whether or not they are comfortable with that, or they're just warming up their shields in LN4, that's another case.
Yeah, and interestingly, we're going to be seeing Full Melt staying in for this. We're going to be seeing Bouchon in for this one, aren't we?
Whoa, actually.
That's going to be a crazy choice. This is not one of the maps that I would expect Bouchon to be in for.
Oh, so yeah, apparently China's picking out a timeout here, so maybe I think it is going to be a timeout, so I don't think it is going to be a fixed roster for now, I think.
Yeah, okay. Maybe just Bouchon coming in here to let his team know when they have to be ready and everything like that. I wonder if China's going to be picking... I think Worm would be a good choice for a map like this. Full Melt has been one of their staple players for the LNs and hybrids, but this one may be a little bit too many rice patterns in there for Full Melt to keep up.
Yeah, maybe a quite tad too much, I think, on the right side to be able to keep up. But that being said, I'm just mostly worried about the state of whether if China is coming back from this, the picks are just running thin.
Oh, absolutely. Every single pick from now on for China is going to be a really close one. They are not going to have any comfortable wins from here on. It is going to be 4 wins in a row by the slimmest of margins if they want to make this comeback real. But South Korea right now is in such a great position.
I think it's much better just to maybe warm the hands a little bit more, because otherwise taking quite a bit of time might actually dampen a little bit.
I mean, I think for some of the Chinese players as well, we have seen some signs of fatigue coming through. Definitely for sure. Dawn-X has been kind of fantastic the entire match. But definitely on the side of like Parasol Tree, you know, Full Melt, Worm, those players have definitely been struggling a little bit more towards the more recent maps. So maybe just an opportunity for them, their hands to rest a little bit. Just enough to be a bit more fresh going into this potential last map of the match.
Okay, timeout is now finished, and all players are locked back into the lobby now. So Worm is going to be playing now for China and South Korea. From my intuition, these are your players for now. Not, I mean, Dix. No Bouchon or no Citra like we saw just earlier before. Their last chance to get back into the game here for China.
Going to be the same 3 that we're used to here, Nard, Yi, and Gex, for at least the combo-focused maps here, and this is one where we might have quite a lot of misses coming through. Problem is for China is that whenever it has been the misses, more often than not, it has been China being the ones to pick them up. We'll have to see if this is any different here.
Looking so far pretty good at the intro for now. I mean, it's just the intro, right?
Yeah, just the intro. This is a very long map. This is 4 minutes long, so there's not going to be any massive dramas, even if there's a bit of a lead early on.
Yeah, their job is just to get to survive, and survive with a good accuracy, and that's it.
Really close one overall. Look at these accuracies. Actually 5 players with exactly the same act right now. I'm Yi, the only one very slightly behind, but that's pretty much negligible at this point.
Yeah, it's just pretty much nothing.
Dawn-X does find a little bit of backdrop, but again, doesn't really matter too much. These accuracies are still more than close enough to be competitive. Now it's actually Nard the one to pull ahead a little bit in that act. There goes a trade,
Oh my god! There it is. The curse of the day.
And Nard misses a second time. That's going to benefit China slightly on the combo side of things. So it's going to be, okay, at the end of the day, dead even. Would you look at that?
Well, I think it's mostly because Donek's dropping so much just to get the full combo going.
But 1,000 points as we're getting into these long jacks here. This could be deadly for either team.
Just a 3-note jack, just to keep you on your toes.
So easy to mess up patterns like these, and there goes the whistle tree on the very last one of the section, unfortunately there, but I guess on the positive side, this accuracy is still very strong for Parasol Tree. This lead is not going to grow by too significant of a margin, but it is a lead nonetheless for South Korea.
Not a safe lead by any means. We're still just like at the second half of it now. I'm getting concerned about these islands, dude.
Yeah, these LNs, we'll see if anyone drops on them. There goes Dornex. That's the full combo on Team China. China, no more full combos. 2 full combos still on South Korea. And this lead is going to start growing over time.
As you might expect, South Korea
messy
with the
miss.
MCs. Oh my god, yeah.
Really messy miss there from Dornex.
As you might expect with 2 full combos on South Korea, it's just pretty much going to hold them ahead overall.
Repeat miss again. China really needs to hold on to these combos now. But South Korea, they're not showing any signs of weakness recently. We're towards the end of the map already. 20,000 points is the deficit. And there goes Worms.
Yeah.
Combo as well. South Korea, they're on the verge of beating China here if they could hold on to their combos a little bit more.
Just a little bit longer until the very end here. You can see 2 full combos right up in time on South Korea.
And there goes another combo from Worm as well. Still 2 full combos. There goes Ami.
No, there goes.
But it's not going to dent the score by enough. There needs to be so much more.
Long jacks. Oh my god. Looks like South Korea's going to survive until Sunday, and they will face United States.
South Korea locks in their grand finals appearance against USA. Shout out to Nard 3-200s again. And Gex as well with 7. These accuracies are terrifying. If South Korea can miss like slightly less on some of these, I'm excited to see what happens, not tomorrow, but in 2 days' time on the Sunday, South Korea versus USA for who wins this year's 4K World Cup.
It is definitely a song there. Commiserations to China. Hey, I mean, 3rd place finish is it's not a bad thing. Like 3rd place finish with this pool that is already this ridiculously difficult. It's just a pride of its own right.
Yeah, absolutely. This was an insanely strong showing from Team China this year. Getting the 1st seed with ridiculous qualified performances and kind of tearing their way through that winner's bracket. Only losing to United States, remember, 1,000, less than 2,000 points on the tiebreaker in winners finals. That was 1 miss away from China being locked into top 2, but unfortunately they are eliminated here in 3rd place. South Korea going to take that spot instead, and that's going to be a absolute banger. I wonder if South Korea could pull off the bracket reset.
I mean, let me tell you, if South Korea will be pulling this kind of performance against the United States will be shaking, dude. Especially with the last couple few maps. My god.
Yeah, United States has to bring their A game. But I think either way, we're going to get an absolutely insane match. So make sure you tune in for this one. It's not going to be anytime soon. Still 2 days away. But 5 UTC on Sunday. Make sure you tune in for that one for the last stream of the tournament.
Yeah, potentially the last stream, and I mean, who knows? If South Korea can go to a bracket reset, then that's absolutely going to be such a banger. Because if South Korea definitely does defeat the United States here, they'll be returning as a champion. Maybe, who knows? I mean, the United States will have to protect themselves to be able to capitalize on the third, I guess, on the third iteration of consecutive media World Cup. But yeah, you got 2 days from now to rest up. So make sure to tune in on that.
Yeah, we'll see you next time. Until then, goodbye.
Yeah, this has been Viva and Potassium signing off. See you in the 2 days and take care.
All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to the final stream of the Osu Mania 4Key World Cup 2025. We have got an incredible matchup coming up, the final matchup for this World Cup in the grand finals, the showdown between our number 2 and number 3 seeds. The United States versus South Korea, vying for the number 1 spot in this tournament. South Korea with a little bit more difficult of a path ahead for them, having to win 2 matches back-to-back. The United States only needing 1 victory in this grand finals to take home the number 1 prize. This is going to be an incredible match. I will be one of your commentators, Toph Daddy, joined by 2 of my wonderful co-commentators, Sparky and Potassium F. How's it going?
Oh, it's going absolutely fantastic. This has been on my calendar since this tournament started. The teams to be decided, of course, but there was no way I was going to miss this particular match, and what a titanic matchup we have in front of us here today. Like you mentioned, South Korea fighting tooth and nail to get here, brushing aside China, putting them down into that 3rd place spot, looking to try and take the crown away from the United States. But I mean, I'm just glad to be here for the ride. What about you, Potassium?
I'm so excited for this one. I think it could be a very long match ahead of us if we see South Korea playing at their best, because we've seen some crazy scores, team scores from them within the past couple weeks, managing to win out against a lot of really tough opposition in the losers bracket. And I mean, United States coming in with their full force here. We do have confirmation that Dev is here as opposed to last week. So we do have the full rosters of both teams, and I'm looking forward to some amazing scores here.
Yeah, and one of the things that is worth mentioning, last week's winners finals matchup between the United States and China did go to tiebreaker, and that was both teams missing a player. Dev obviously missing from the United States last week, China missing Dawn X, and still managing to see the tiebreaker come out between those two, and South Korea managing to take down China in this grand finals map pool with Dawn X available with China. So that team score and team effort looking very strong for South Korea here.
Yeah, but I mean, looking at the scores from weeks past, it feels like South Korea has this tendency to, since they've had to play these 2 matches for quite a couple of weeks now, have these like streaky periods where they're either top scoring or close to bottom scoring on some of the maps that they have played whenever they do play 2 maps in back-to-back matches. So it'll be interesting to see which South Korea decides to show up. Maybe having that extra match against China gives them a chance to kind of calm the nerves a little bit as we get into the roles here.
Yeah, going to be interesting to see what United States decides to ban against South Korea, because, as you said, like, South Korea's been kind of up and down a lot in individual maps here, and it feels like even if United States look at the match yesterday and decide to ban something that South Korea was really strong in, you never really know whether it's going to be the same version of South Korea that we saw, whether they can actually avoid the misses that they were making yesterday. So we'll see exactly what kind of team scores they're putting up.
Yeah, and you have to understand, like, in this kind of situation, even with how well South Korea performed against China yesterday or the last two days, there's always the opportunity for a lot of misses to come down. This map pool is extremely difficult. We saw some particularly great scores. I thinking back to that Rice 1 FC by Gex, and that is not guaranteed at all from South Korea, even with how good Gex is. United States is going to come in with the knowledge that Gex can do that, but won't necessarily be able to do that, especially with that ending coming out. So you have to think about where these 2 teams are going to go. We see the roles come out. Hybrid 2 gets protected by South Korea. LN1 gets protected by the United States. And LN3, the immediate ban from the United States. I kind of figured that was coming. I've had some conversation with them. That's been a bit of a toughie for them. Probably, arguably one of the hardest maps in the pool, just based on the speed and the density of it.
Yeah, there's so many little pitfalls littered throughout this entire pool, and thankfully these protects and bans are coming out pretty quickly, giving us a pretty decent insight as to where the team's headspaces are at. Surprised to see no attention paid to the rice pool. I feel like that might just be... we'll have to wait to see what South Korea decides to ban here, but I mean, there's so many options. What do you get rid of if you do decide to go for a rice ban here, if you are South Korea, to kind of like limit the options of the United States? Because I mean, when the United States is firing on all cylinders on rice, they feel nigh unstoppable on any pool, it feels like.
Yeah, I think the same kind of goes both ways, though, because both teams have been getting extremely good scores on the rise so far this tournament. I don't think either team really wants to ban any of the rise form. We are going to be seeing LN2, so both of the denser maps actually being banned out. I'm actually surprised that South Korea don't decide to ban something like the LN4, given how much they struggled on it yesterday. Actually, 2 days ago. Why is it's not yesterday? God damn.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a weird timeline, but I think more specifically, I think we're in an interesting spot where the United States protects LN1 and bans LN3. I think the United States, one of the best, arguably the best LN team that we've had in this tournament so far. Maybe surprising to see LN. I mean, I wasn't surprised to see LN3 banned out just because I know how the players have been feeling about it. But given their skill sets, LN3 a little bit surprising, and South Korea going to ban out that long note and go right into the tech pick, the VTuber tech pick here, as one would say, soiree, looking to try and take an early point off of the United States.
Yeah, interesting to see them decide to go for one of the longer picks in this pool, but if I recall correctly, when they played this against China, it was a pretty crazy team score they were able to put out on this particular pick, so not surprising to see them want to gravitate towards it for an opening pick. A good way to kind of get something long, get the fingers really going before what is going to hopefully be a pretty marathon style of a match here. I mean, South Korea needing to win 14 points to win this tournament is no small feat, but might as well start it off on something that you feel pretty comfortable or confident at the very least in.
And this is one that I do think South Korea has been preferring a lot of these like technical picks in the Rise pool, so it makes sense they want to go to this first. Gex and Nard definitely the players to look out for on the team of South Korea. They're actually gonna have a slightly different roster than they had 2 days ago. I'm Yi staying in instead of Citra, and United States going with very scary Rise roster of their own though.
Yeah, I mean, given what we saw from them last week, we saw Neptune in on pretty much everything last week, but Minu and Dev coming in. Dev we didn't see any of last week, just missing from the match there, but this time going to be able to show off that Rise. We saw China actually having a similar strategy to what South Korea is starting with, going with most of the technical Rice picks against the United States and having a lot of success, but we'll have to see if that ends up being a good choice, especially with Dev available here. And the early patterns come out, a couple early drops from Nod and IMD. On the accuracy side, no combo breaks yet, but does give the United States a small lead in a very long map.
Yeah, these early accuracy drops going to be recovered from pretty quickly. Nod and Yi starting to climb back up into that 99.7 range, looking to see if they can try and lend Gex some support here. And because it was before that formation combo cap, doesn't really do that much, but with the overall team consistency that the United States has had on the Rice picks so far this tournament, any little slip up, even just losing hundredths or tenths of a percent, can be equivalent to spotting them a miss in some cases because of how adept they are at these late game Rice charts. We can already see it coming to fruition here. 99.86 being the lowest accuracy for the United States, already eking out a 3,000 point advantage off this first quarter of the map.
But there goes Minu. That's a miss for the United States and a big accuracy drop at that down to 99.66. But Yi is struggling in the accuracy a little bit too much right now. 99.4 is actually keeping United States in the lead, and Na does find a trade miss back.
Yeah, that trade is going to do good work for the United States to keep it in their lead. Minu now above 400 combo, getting back to the combo bonus. Yi's accuracy, like you said, well below Minu's, the lowest on the United States. Dev and Neptune, though, doing the work to keep the accuracy high. Both of those players above South Korea's highest accuracy player, Gex. 99.94 is just ridiculous from Neptune right now. What is going on?
It's just a normal day at the office for Nep, it feels like at this point. We have sung their plaudits throughout this tournament in terms of being this consistent threat from the United States. Just putting it to a head here. Half the map still have to go here, so the United States not out of the stretch by any stretch of the imagination. Nep finding the drop, not able to take the compliment here as they do fall. Pretty clean overall, only losing a couple thousand points. The fact that nobody from South Korea really in a position to capitalize on that, saving the United States a little bit in terms of overall score loss, but Minu losing their combo as well. Gonna put a bit of a dent now as we make our way into the last third.
Only 3,000 points difference. This is really close, and there's still plenty of the map left for more mistakes coming from either side now. The accuracy still well in United States' favor though. Nepogyn still with the highest I can't believe that's a 99.89 with a miss. That is ridiculous.
Yeah, coming up to the last quarter of this map, one full combo on the side of the United States, two on the side of South Korea, but the accuracy enough to keep the United States in the lead. Now everyone above 400 combo, keeping the lead in the United States' favor. That accuracy is going to slightly increase it as this continues to go on. South Korea continuing to need some more mistakes from the United States, but at this point, with how long this map is and how high the combo is, might need two misses at this point, especially with how strong the accuracy from the United States is. And with Gex finding a miss, that's going to extend the lead for the United States, and that just might be the nail in the coffin for this first pick. The United States looking to take a break point very early.
Just very strong overall, and this has been one of the saving graces for the United States as well. When some of their players start to find those misses, you always have at least one person in reserve, either pulling out a full combo or just maintaining a really high accuracy. And right now that leverage being pulled by Dev, making it an 12,000 point lead through this outro, and the United States gonna successfully get that first breakpoint to make it 1-0 to start this match off. What are those scores?
I don't know how you're supposed to match, like, the 200 count from United States is absolutely insane. No one above 6 200s. And the ratio, like, oh my god, Nepogyn, what is that?
Total number of 200s from the United States is 10, by the way. That beats the total 200 count from the United States beats out two of the South Korean players here. That was the South Koreans' first pick as well. That's a ridiculous statement to make if you're the United States here.
Yeah, just putting in the work there on that opening pick. Did get a little bit dicey there towards the middle portion, but I mean, with a map that long, I mean, with how dense it can get to read through, even the best players find little slip-ups here and there, and the fact that they were keeping it so clean, able to mitigate the damage that could have come from it, and gonna go straight into Rice 2 to try and capitalize off that early break point.
297 BPM jump stream here. United States going for a map that they think is going to be the most comfortable, I assume, here, but it is another, this is a quite short one. 2 minutes, I think, probably one of the shortest maps in the pool.
Yeah, definitely one of the shortest, but this is something that they performed on extremely well last week. One of their most dominant performances against China. And if they were able to take that point on the tech Rice pick, if South Korea is feeling good on the tactical Rice picks, maybe getting to the more straightforward ones is going to start pushing them outside their comfort zone. And the United States obviously going to be very strong in this, so we'll have to see if they're able to hold on their own pick here as the jump stream at 297 BPM comes up after this intro.
Yeah, important to note, Reshiram coming in for Minu for the United States as a substitution on this pick, maybe just more comfortable with this high octane jump stream. And as we dive right into it, it is just 100 miles an hour right out of the gate. Everybody having really strong starts, 6 FCs across the board through that first quarter. Nobody finding any major slip-ups as they start to settle in here.
Oh my god, it's so close. Less than 1,000 points. It looks like the lead is actually in the United States now. Nah does find a pretty messy miss. Down to 99.6, and that's 7,000 points in the blink of an eye over to the US.
Not to mention, Nog was at 99.9% accuracy, one of the highest accuracies on South Korea. Finding that miss is a huge break there. Gex trying to hold up against Dev and Nepogyn, but Nepogyn with an absolutely absurd accuracy right now, 99.97. What is this man doing?
It's just We used to say it's just Miyuka things. No, it's just Nep things at this point. 99.98, they're climbing in accuracy going into this last third.
Why is it going up? Oh, it's like it's a group stage core jack pick. That's another messy miss there from Nard. The lead ballooning in the United States' favor, and this is a really short map. There's no time left for South Korea to come back on this.
Yeah, coming a little low. Neptune and Reshiram are both going to find misses there, but those are pretty clean, especially compared to Nod's earlier ones. And that lead is going to shrink a little bit, but we only have one jump stream section left. Going to need a couple more mistakes from the United States if South Korea wants to take this break point back from them. Lead about 12,000 points, but the patterns are already ending, like you said, very short, and the United States going to consolidate their lead on Rice 2, bring it 2-0.
Oh my god, 60.
And a miss. That's a V1 double S with a miss.
Wait, 60?
I'm at a loss for words at this point. No.
I've been surprised at ratios this whole tournament. That might be the craziest one so far.
What could have been is the question. What could that score have been without the miss? That's what, 998? 999 maybe?
I'm trying to even think. That's like 1 to 1. I can't even do the math.
1 to too many.
It's like 1 to 23. What?
Ridiculous. It overshadows the fact that Dev V1 double S that, by the way.
True.
That's not 23, that's like 40. It's 60 to 2,600, that's 1 to 40.
Jesus.
I was way off on my math. You are correct. 1 to 40 is correct. That's insane.
It's too late in the day.
And South Korea already going for their timeout, needing a break, needing to reevaluate their strategy already.
Yeah, it feels
unsurprising
like
there.
even if the United States has been finding misses, they have been finding misses, trading with South Korea. In the first map, the United States even getting more misses than South Korea, but that hasn't mattered in the slightest with the level of accuracy that we're seeing. South Korea probably have to start avoiding this rice category, you would have to imagine.
That's what you think. I mean, you see the long note ban, both teams banning long notes. I'm actually surprised now seeing South Korea going with an LN2 ban, especially seeing how dominant the United States has been on the rice. It almost feels like that would be an opportunity to kind of push into maybe an uncomfortable category, especially with the LN3 ban from the United States.
Yeah, but at that point, it's like, what category of rice do you even want to eliminate at that point? They're so consistent across the board that it's like, does it feel like a waste of a ban at that point, shooting any one of those 8 rice picks? I mean, hard situations, maybe not going to pay off at the end, but it's still early going. It's just one break point, but seeing the timeout come out this early definitely leads you to believe that there's maybe some rethinking going on here.
Yeah, I mean, even if we say maybe they could have banned one of the rice picks, and even looking at the maps that have been played, the worst score on South Korea on that last map was 982k, and they had 2 FCs on that one. You would never ban that map against any other team with scores like that.
Well, that's kind of the thing. What do you do? Like 982 on a grand finals pick? Who would ban that in their life?
Yeah. You hope for a score like that in grand finals. You're like, okay, yeah, this is probably good enough to get us a point if everybody else also like has around that same kind of a score, but different animal. There's levels to the performances that sometimes get put out here, and I mean, the United States has become this sort of a brick wall that teams have had to find answers for. China came the closest, and that was with missing Dev, needing basically kind of kneecapping some of the rice scores potentially that they could have put out, but you've got to face them on all cylinders now. So what's the answer going to be for South Korea here?
It did protect a hybrid pick. I think hybrid 2 that was protected earlier, so I wonder if they're going to want to dip into that hybrid pool now. They have won some very strong points on it in the past few weeks, so we'll see if they want to go there now.
Yeah, so it's a tough decision. If they feel like confident on something like Hybrid 2, I definitely would see them going there. But Hybrid 4, not protect, but still going to dig into that hybrid pool and try to dig at United States at a little bit of a different angle here.
Yeah, definitely feel the need to switch things up here is South Korea. Gonna be interesting to see who comes in to contest on this particular pick. Either it's gonna be the strong lineup of the duo of Nod and Gex with somebody else. I imagine like Yi potentially coming back in. Maybe they just needed a bit of extra time to maybe stretch the hands out. That's a pretty fast opening 2 picks to go through. Maybe just wanting to relax a little bit, but I mean, gotta see how this one goes.
It does feel like a little bit of a double-edged sword here for South Korea, because on the one hand, you do kind of get to see Dev leave the lobby, which is definitely a good sight for them getting the MVP 2 maps in a row at the start. But on the other hand, I mean, Hello Sun is not that much not that much better for South Korea. But
Yeah.
I was going to say, on the other hand, Gex in particular is one of those Rice players that definitely does feel a little bit less comfortable with these patterns, more likely to find the misses here. So we'll see if it pays out in their favor.
Yeah, the physicality definitely going to be an important aspect in this hybrid pool here. We do see Hello Sun and Peach Mara coming in for the United States, trading out spots for Dev and Reshiram from that Rice 2 pick. Same squad from South Korea, though. I mean, Nod and Gex trying to still hold strong here early on in this hybrid 4. Going to be a little bit on the easier side. Have a few fast bursts, but nothing too bad. Accuracy, though, going to still stay in the side of the United States for the time being.
Just a couple of tenths of a percent. Peach Mara actually picking up a pretty bad sequence on one of those LN structures, dropping them down about a 0.5% at almost, holding on to the full combo, thankfully here. But I mean, right now giving South Korea a tiny bit of wiggle room to work with as they need to recover some of that accuracy going into this build-up. The burst rains down, transition into the LNs, everybody makes it through relatively unscathed. The Jacks are going to be the real answering point here as we continue on here.
Accuracy really close between the two teams, and there goes Peach Mara's combo. The first miss comes on the side of the United States, but traded by Nard. It ends up being South Korea's favor ever so slightly. Peach Mara down at 99.2.
Yeah, a massive accuracy drop from Peach Mara there is going to allow South Korea to hold on to a little bit of a lead as both Nod and Peach Mara hit the 400 combo. Accuracies in general look better for the United States, especially with Nepogen holding on to nearly 99.9, but Hello Sun going to find a second break in the United States, 1 full combo to 2 now, and South Korea looking to extend that lead, though the accuracies trying to still pull it back, keeping the lead around 6,000, but Hello Sun, another break is going to keep South Korea to a 5-digit lead now, 3/4 of the way through the map.
Yeah, Peach Barrel finding another drop, traded this time around by Nod, but Nepogen falls as well. That's the last full combo for the United States, and now a really comfortable lead for South Korea, the largest that they've had, the largest lead we've seen in this match so far, and that was the answer South Korea was looking for to get themselves some confidence and get themselves back into this match. A very strong performance from them overall.
Yeah, this looks like it's going to be the answer here. The hybrid pool's looking super strong. 2 FCs on a map that's so hard to combo as well. And in this case, as opposed to the Rise picks, the accuracy does not matter whatsoever. It is the combos that manage to pull them ahead.
Yeah, and importantly, not even their protect. That was not their protected hybrid, so that's going to be a very important piece. They still have that available to them. Gets that point back in their favor, gets a little bit of confidence and momentum in their side of the court, and puts a little bit of pressure on the United States to make a good pick here, because if South Korea gets another break point, they're right back into this and can start to push the momentum back in their favor.
Yeah, just a complete mental reset for South Korea. Very, very needed based on how those first 2 maps went. I imagine getting that hybrid 4 with as big of a lead as they managed to get it through when all was said and done definitely should help that confidence moving forward here, that they're not just going to get absolutely blasted out of the water by the United States here, as looks like they're going to stick with this Rice pool. I mean, those first 2 opening picks worked out in their favor in spades, and now just going for Rice 1.
Yeah, I do kind of want to mention, I'm sorry to interrupt a little bit. There were some crazy accuracies on that last pick.
Oh, yeah.
Despite the U.S. losing, Nepogen 1/200, 1 miss. I don't know what to say about that. beating out Gex's score of a 6,200 FC. Just ridiculous. I don't know what to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, that's it feels like that is maybe just the ace up the sleeve that the United States has. It feels like the fact that Neptune is just sharpshooting basically every map so far in this pool, that if the other two, whoever comes in support, because I imagine Nepigen's going to stay for every single pick in this match, if they can lend that supporting score, they can kind of tank their way through any potential little mishaps. We saw it on the first two picks, didn't work out in their favor on the third one, but going into Rice 1, you imagine with Reshiram and Dev in support that it's going to be a bit of a uphill battle for South Korea to try and make some inroads here.
Absolute raid boss here that South Korea has to try and fend off. But in the Rice picks, Dev has been almost matching the accuracy of Nepigen, and no one on the side of South Korea has been able to do so. This is the pick, however, that South Korea did have a really solid FC in Gex on, but we'll see if the other combos can maintain a little bit more than they did the other day.
Yeah, accuracy is going to be really important in this early sections. We do see a miss from Reshiram very early on, right after the 400 combos, so that's going to be as important as possible for South Korea. They're going to hold on to a lead. These earlier streams are not going to be quite as impactful. They're a little slower. They're a little bit easier to handle. Everyone holding on to accuracy and combo through it. Dev and Nepigen, like you said, though, with the extremely high accuracy, trying to keep the United States in this one so far. But otherwise, 3 full combos for South Korea versus 2 on the United States, and that's helping South Korea hold on to a lead. But Nod going to get that miss, and the United States going to take a lead about a third of the way through.
Yeah, it's just been teetering. The United States just chipping away at that deficit that they had built up. And I mean, Yi holding on for dear life here, 99.6 with the FC still being able to lend some support to Gex, but with Nod falling, that's going to give the United States a bit more of a cushion to work with as we make our way into the back half of the chart. It only gets worse from here.
Oh yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot more misses in this second half. Reshiram right now keeping up just about with Yi's accuracy, but Nepigen and Dev completely destroying the accuracy of the entire lobby. No one else even close to these, and that is the entire difference in this score right now. 5,000 points. There goes Nad's combo once again.
And we're hitting the ending of this chart. Dev's going to trade that miss from Nod, help South Korea keep themselves in this. We see a little bit of a broken burst structure, but this last quarter is going to be really important. Those bursts and streams are going to get a lot faster, a lot more constant, and this is the really important part of the chart. We saw Gex, the only player able to handle this ending in the South Korea versus China match, but we see everyone holding on to the combo so far. The United States at a 13,000 point lead as the accuracy from South Korea starts to struggle, and no one finding any issues. Gex going to find the break. Yi following up, and the United States looking like the strong pick for them as the stream slowed down, and the United States going to take a 3-1 lead here after an impressive showing in that ending pattern.
What? No. That
Two?
200.
2?
Where'd that 50 come from?
Who knows? It's speed 2.
Yeah.
8. It's 8.
These aren't human scores. Like everybody else in the lobby, that's about what you're expecting in a grand finals speed pick.
If anyone was wondering how important Deb was to the Rice picks last week, I think you got your answer at this point.
Yeah, I mean, them by themselves, just this tandem duo wrecking crew with, I mean, Reshiram in support being able to hold off, still outscoring 2 out of 3 of the South Korean players on that pick. I mean, what do you do against that? It's their comfort zone.
At this point,
absolutely nothing, man.
Absolutely. I mean, you have to go into other areas, keep with the hybrids, and that's what South Korea is gonna do with Hybrid 3 here.
Yeah, this makes sense. I mean, Stick Hybrid 4 worked out in their favor, was the largest victory we've seen so far in this match, so not surprising they want to stick with this. Gonna ride this until the well runs dry, it feels like.
Yeah, Well, second largest now, as
Yeah.
far as the point lead. That one was just beat out by United States on that
Yeah.
last one pick.
By about 1,500 points. Not too much, but still just as much.
Anything you can do, I can do better. Yep, that's gonna be it. But Citra coming in now to replace Gex on this pick. Gonna be interesting to see how they perform. They lent their support really nicely against China on the couple of picks that they did have to play in. So I imagine this is gonna be about as close as Hybrid 4 was at the beginning. We'll have to see if the United States can find an answer on this pick.
This is the same team that we saw South Korea go a couple days with. Kind of interesting dynamic here in the team with Citra being a lot more accuracy focused of a player, whereas IMD tends to have lower accuracy, more of a combo player. But I think if South Korea wants to win this one, even though it looked good on the hybrids, I think they have to get a little bit less misses overall. Looking at Citra in particular, cannot afford to be getting too many misses on this one.
Yeah, this one definitely a little bit less on the physical. I imagine this is more of a physicality diff between Citra and Gex. Gex usually the one to go with the higher speed, physicality, more difficult rice patterns coming in, and makes sense for them to come in for Hybrid 4 in that case. Citra coming in for Hybrid 3, a little less physical, more capable of getting that accuracy. But same team coming out of the United States. And the same two from South Korea outside of Gex being swapped out for Citra. So we'll have to see if this goes well for them again. I could see it going their way again. Just need to make sure that they keep that combo and accuracy as well as they did on that Hybrid 4 pick.
Yeah, the real make or break point is going to be just all these alternating staggered staircases across the playfields. We saw, in the match between South Korea and China, just players getting taken for a ride as those transitions came through. Everybody making it over that 400 combo cap with relative ease, it feels like, just settling into their respective accuracy ranges. And right now, the United States ahead by the tiniest of margins as we continue on into this first drop.
I'm not expecting these combos to last very much longer. Here we go. Nepogin actually the first miss, and that's a big accuracy drop as well. 99.6 now, and South Korea takes a little lead. That's traded back by Nod.
Yeah, Nod dropping down to around the same as Nepogin. Accuracy is actually pretty close all around. Hello Sun and Peach Marrow around 99.7. Citra and Nod both at the same about accuracy. I'm a little behind Nepogin at the moment, and that's what's giving the United States a lead for the time being. But this is almost a negligible lead about halfway through. One miss apiece, and every mistake matters at this point on. Accuracies and misses are both going to matter. We'll have to see how this goes. Consistency is going to be really important here as everyone is back well above 400 and trying to keep themselves composed.
Composure is going to be the name of the game here. It only gets worse from here on out. These releases can take you for a ride. The shielding patterns left and right just trying to make you bottom out on your keyboard, but everybody making it through. As I say that, Peach Marrow finding the next drop here, not traded back this time around by any of the South Koreans, and now they take the advantage. 3,000, 4,000 points to the good with a quarter of the map left to go here. Another couple of misses from Peach Marrow.
Yeah, we can see how fast that score lead switched in a second now. South Korea, 8,000 points in a row, but that's not safe at all. There goes Nepogin and Citra both trading as we're getting into this outro. 9,000 points, looking like it's safe enough as long as there's no little trip-ups on this outro here.
This outro is not necessarily free, though. We still have a quarter of the map left. Not a lot of score, but there's some tough patterns. Not necessarily free, but South Korea just has to hold strong, and their strategy change will come in handy. It is shrinking slowly but surely, but the United States needs a lot more than what they're seeing here. And South Korea going to take another point, bring it to a 3-2 slate, still just one break point behind, and still has the opportunity to keep United States within their grasp.
Very well played by everybody involved. South Korea finding their panacea here in this match, going into the hybrids, 2 for 2 on those so far. Impressive performances. I'm Yi with that FC. Unsung hero trying to lock things down, not with the early break, able to recover very nicely to lend their supporting score, and Citra doing their job admirably as well. And I mean, there's some fight here in the South Korean team. And with the United States up to pick once again, I imagine we're diving right back up to that top side of the map pool. It's just a matter of which map they want to go for here.
Yeah, important to note there. Actually, all 3 of the South Korean scores right here beats their best score from 2 days ago. They absolutely crushed their own team score against China on this one. And if they keep performing like this, there might be some inroads coming back, but they're going to have to win one of these Rise picks sooner or later.
Yeah, really important to note. This is an interesting time for both these teams. United States playing very late at night, South Korea playing pretty early in the morning, not super early, but relatively early, like mid-afternoon, like 12 to 1, yeah. So South Korea actually maybe at an advantage as far as time goes. United States, as the longer this goes, the harder it'll be for them. And if South Korea is able to hold on with their stamina, it could be a factor. But right now, United States, with the breakpoint lead, has the advantage, and they are able to pick what they want to, could potentially go back into some more Rice. I could see Rice 3 coming out here if it really matters. Like, straightforward, Rice has been their strong suit so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's still pick of the litter, it feels like, for the United States on these Rice picks, but yeah, trying to keep it more conventional might be the way to go. And it looks like the pick is going to be Rice 3, so going into Fuga here, and
this is rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a really tough one for South Korea.
Hardest map in the pool? Hardest map in the pool, question mark?
Yeah, I mean, to me, all these maps look hard.
I think so. The visual test tells me that there's 2 maps that are kind of harder than the rest, and it's this map and LN3. LN3 was banned by the United States, and then there's this. And now that they have Dev back, I'm so scared about what to see from the United States.
I mean, if they can basically lock in, I feel like if they play at the level that they've been playing at on these Rice picks, I feel like they're fine. South Korea needs to find the answer, or find it within themselves to match the level of accuracy that we've been seeing from the United States players on these Rice picks if they want to even have a chance. Because, I mean, it's basically with that breakpoint in the back pocket for the United States, they're going to have to find one at some point before... Because they can just pick the rest of these Rice picks, and there goes Dev. That's a mulligan.
That's an abort.
It's early enough, at least.
Yeah.
The map didn't.
I mean, the map
start.
hadn't started. Yeah.
Much better time now than in
surely
40 seconds time, but yeah.
We see the wait from Dev in the chat.
the panic jump back into the lobby. Wait, hold on. Oh god, I'm not ready. No. What is it? You get one.
You get one mulligan. You get that one. That's free.
Yeah, don't do it again. But I mean, bunch of factors that could play into that. But regardless, we're gonna get this officially underway here.
And it is gonna be a massive uphill battle, as you said. South Korea really has to be able to match United States accuracy here, but I honestly can't really see anyone being able to match Nepogin and Dev with the form that they're on right now.
Whoa, interesting. Triple mirror from the United States.
All right, I guess none of them liked playing this the way it was intended to. Playing it on the offhand, maybe some mind block. I mean, with a map this long, it just takes one little pattern to just completely throw everything off the rails, it feels like.
Yeah, everyone obviously off to a good start here. A little bit of an ACK lead over. I mean, that's a 99.99 I was seeing there for a moment.
It still is. Oh, sorry. It went down to 9.98.
Oh, no, now it is.
It's back up.
It's back.
I mean,
6-way full combo though. So like, what are you gonna say about it at this point?
it's still 0.1% between both teams. It feels like they're canceling each other out. There's 4 players. Reshiram actually finding a pretty decent rush, and Nepigen actually finding the first break in the lobby. Overall, still above 99.9% accuracy, which is disgusting, by the way. But needing to make that recovery run to get back up to that 400 combo cap. South Korea actually finding a 3,000 point advantage through this intro.
Yeah, South Korea actually have parity on the accuracy right now because of Reshiram's mess up, dropping from 99.9 just about down to 99.6 roughly there, but should be able to recover the accuracy in time. So over time, you're going to have to expect this lead is going to be shrinking.
One time is relative for sure. 3.5 minutes, not the longest time to deal with it, but Nod is going to find a break as well, and that lead starts to shrink extremely fast. The lead swapping over to the United States. That red bar trying to get bigger there as Nod gets to about 400 combo right about now, but this lead so small right now. United States with the accuracy lead, but so slight. It's not even there. But Gex is gonna find the miss, and the United States going to increase that lead just a bit.
Oh, the thing that's killing me right now is the fact that these misses are so clean. They're losing hundreds of a percent when in a normal playthrough, that's tenths. That's 0.5% sometimes, it feels like, with how fast these maps can be. It's usually multiple, but it's just one little hiccup and an otherwise flawless performance. A third of the map still left to go. The United States building up their advantage. Now 4,000 points in the lead after clawing back that deficit that they found themselves in early on. Quarter of the map still have to go. South Korea not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. With how consistent this map can be, anything can still happen here.
Yeah, but South Korea definitely need United States to find a few more of these mess ups. Dev does actually find a miss. There's one of them, but it's not going to be enough to counteract the entire lead here. There is a strong accuracy advantage still for United States. No one managing to match Nepigen's accuracy despite the miss earlier, and Nard does trade that miss from Dev out. It is going to be United States back in a strong advantage.
Gex matching that miss for South Korea, and the lead from the United States starting to increase even more, already above 14,000 as we hit the final few patterns of this map. 15,000 is the extended lead there, and despite a few hiccups there, the United States going to take yet another point, looking as strong as ever with what is that team score? Two players with two 200s. I don't both teams having one FC. I need to say 13 and 12 200s respectively, but the best, okay, this is actually crazy that the 2 players with FCs actually have worse accuracy than the other 4 players in the lobby.
Listen, who needs accuracy when you can combo game?
Hey, I'm is doing what they need to do
exactly.
right now.
And I mean, that's been what's been keeping them ahead, it feels like, in the maps that they have won. The fact that, yeah, they might not have the flashiest, like, oh my god, jaw-dropping accuracy where we're like all losing our minds over like, oh my god, 995k on a grand finals map, but the fact that they're able to just get like that 989, that 990 when they need to be in those positions to capitalize. They need that to happen on one of these rice picks where they just need 3 FCs with not the craziest accuracy. You don't need to sharpshoot these maps. They're already hard enough as it is. The fact that you're trying to top score this is insane to me, but regardless, there's still plenty of match here. And with South Korea up to pick once again, I imagine if it ain't broke, don't fix it at this point. I imagine another hybrid's going to be coming out soon.
Yeah, surely the Hybrid 2 coming out now has to be the pick.
Whoa!
Wait, LN4?
Actually, I like this pick. I do like this pick.
I would agree with you if I didn't see how they played this against China.
I was gonna say the same thing.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We saw the LN3 ban from the United States. You never know. I do like this pick just because it's the most hybrid-y LN pick that exists currently. Like, it's the most... I mean, I don't think LN3 or LN2 are hybrid-y at all. This one is hybrid-y, and it kind of has the same vibe.
I mean, all right.
Sorry that I'm not like opinionated
mean,
the same way as you guys are. But.
Hey, no, it makes for interesting conversation, and with the way these more LN oriented picks have gone, the hybrids have solidly been in South Korea's favor. It feels like, and honestly, watching the match against China, it felt like they had these on lock. It felt like for a majority of that match, where China was kind of winning the rice picks and South Korea was finding their inroads, and then suddenly things turn on ahead after a particular pick. But we'll have to wait and see. We said at the top of the broadcast, South Korea is really peaky sometimes. Maybe it was just a bad run against China.
It's all ruse.
I think, I'm willing to give South Korea the benefit of the doubt because they did lose massively against China on this one. South Korea was struggling on this pick a lot, but they have been playing way better on the hybrids today than they were a couple days ago. So
they've been putting some really good scores up so far, and the shielding nature of this definitely feels like a good way to attack the United States. I mean, I think this is the kind of pick. If I was, I'm going to put it in this perspective. If this was China versus the United States, I think this would have been China's first pick almost. And even if South Korea was to lose to China, I don't know if that says so much about how they would perform against the United States.
I mean, so far so good. They're able to keep themselves within striking distance right now as we're basically in the appetizer before we really dive into it, and as we get on into it, it really does fly off the handle here. And with a quarter of the map already gone, it's about a 2,000 point advantage for the United States. As it stands, Gex finding a massive drop to help skyrocket this lead. 8,000 points now to the good are the United States going into this next portion of the map.
This isn't a very long map either. We're already kind of halfway through all the hard parts. There is just one much longer section towards the end here, but accuracy advantage well in favor of the United States, misadvantage in favor of the United States as well.
Yeah, pretty tough for South Korea so far. 5 full combos, though. Halfway through the map, we have the toughest material. The chart still left to come through. A lot of score left to come through. 10,000 points, though, going to be a little difficult for South Korea to come back from one miss and a little bit of accuracy to make up here in the ending.
Yeah, anything can still happen. We've seen leads evaporate that were this definitive. It felt like going into this next section. Nepijet actually finding a pretty nasty transition into this section. There it goes, that 11,000 point lead. Peach and Amyi trading now, and it is starting to become a tug of war here. Going into this last quarter of the map, anything can still happen in his outro.
Yeah, it looks like it's starting to actually go towards South Korea, but then, massive trades everywhere. Nard and Gex both finding repeated misses, though. Nard really struggling in this last section now. United States regained this lead, 11,000 points.
Yeah, Peachmero does find a miss. Hellosun, the only FC left, is holding the United States in the lead right now at about 10,000 points. That lead wants to shrink, but everyone back above 400 combo, and everyone holding on now. As we come to the final few patterns, things slow down a bit. The United States looking to take a second breakpoint in this match.
Oh, the one person who I feel is usually the hardest on themselves whenever it comes to their own personal performances, on the verge of being the linchpin on the second breakpoint. Hellosun manages to hang on for the FC along with Amyi to... Oh my goodness.
What a full combo from Hellosun. That is insane. Truly clutch.
They needed that, because that was looking really dicey there towards the start of that middle portion. Nep and Peachmero just spiking misses left and right. Some of them, did get traded back, but just having that support in Hellosun just quietly in the corner, just going about their business and just pulling out the score that they needed to at the crucial time to get that second breakpoint and really turn up the pressure on South Korea here.
Now this really does increase the difficulty. South Korea already rough enough having to win one of these rice maps. Now they need to win 2.
Yeah, we'll have to see what the United States goes with here. They've been sticking with the straightforward Rice. We still have Rice 4, but I don't know how strong of a pick that would be. A little bit on the easier side there. I could imagine them going LN1, their Protect, in this scenario.
That feels... Oh man, is there even... I hate saying that there's a safe option on a map pool like this because it just feels like at any given moment somebody is just going to absolutely implode on either side and just make me eat my words. But with 2 breakpoints in the back pocket, yeah, this might actually be a pretty good time to try turn the screw a little bit and go for that Protect to, if that's their most consistent team score, why not?
I'm going to be completely honest, I completely forgot the United States protected LN1. They've been going so well on the Rice that I just assumed they would just keep picking Rice. But you are right, they did protect that LN1, and it is a type of map that South Korea hasn't been too comfortable with overall throughout the tournament, especially given that, you know, we're now in the late stages of the tournament where players like Poker and Bushan would be struggling a little bit too much to be able to play the physicality aspects of this.
Yeah, you also have to think about, like, LN4 there was very close for a long time. There were a couple patterns right at the end that started getting the South Korean players off guard a little bit, and that's what was able to get the United States that lead there and get the second break point, which tells me that LN's maybe a little bit more comfortable in South Korea than some of the Rights. Now, you also have to think about what's comfortable with the United States in that situation, where you don't want to go in the hybrid, and then the remaining Rice picks is Jax and Tet. And I don't know how comfortable you want to be with South Korea, who performed so well on those 2 against China.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of decision making. I feel like it'd be a much harder decision if this were notched up. If this were like 4-4 or even like 3-3, it'd be like, okay, what do we do here? But with those 2 breakpoints, still, you can kind of afford to go for either something unconventional or a little bit off the wall. Like we've been saying, like, okay, LN1, the Protect, cool. Any of the Rice picks, cool. What about maybe pinching off some of the hybrid picks?
I'm not sure if they necessarily want to do that.
No,
immediately.
they're not.
It is going to be the LN, the Protect coming out now, and they do have a little bit, as you said, they have a little bit more or like less nerves going into this one as well. The pressure is a little bit off compared to if the game was a little bit even, because they have those 2 breakpoints in their back pocket. They can afford a little bit of mess up, but of course they would want to be able to close this one out as soon as possible.
Yeah, not to mention we have some United States players who are just unbelievably good at these types of maps. Hello, Sun and Peach Marrow, definitely wonderful partners for Nepogen, I suppose, in this case. Peach Marrow actually getting the highest score on this LN1 from the finals pool, so United States looking to have a strong score on this. South Korea trying to match it at that point.
Yeah, this is maybe the one saving grace for South Korea with it being as long as it is. If they do find any slip-ups early on, there's maybe time for recovery, but it feels like it's that roller coaster ride where you're just on at the very top, ready for it to dive down, and you're just waiting for that dive down, because it feels like they're just losing a bit of steam towards the ends of these maps. And we saw it in September a little bit before all the misses really started to come through. Actually, no, not September. The map before, Fuga, where they were holding on to super high accuracy, and then slowly but surely, like, they were losing that advantage that they had by virtue. You look over, it's like, oh, those 99.8s became like these like high 99.6s at some point. So might not work in their favor of it being 4 minutes, but you never know. Just trying to find something for them to kind of like latch onto to give them the hope that they need to try and get one of these breakpoints back here.
Yeah, this one definitely is going to feel rough for South Korea as well. They're going to have to outscore themselves quite a lot from their score against China, but they have been doing that so far. It's just not quite been enough on some of these picks so far. So we'll see if they manage to pull out some FCs of their own. I think South Korea could definitely stay competitive, but the United States, as you said last week, not just Peach Mara getting the #1 score, all 3 of the United States players got the 3 top individual scores.
Just absolutely insane performances. We see accuracies strong for the United States. Citra going to get the first miss there and dropping quite a bit of accuracy as well, as all 3 United States players holding 99.8% and up, higher than all 3 South Korean players so far.
It's just not fair sometimes watching these guys play, where it's just like, how do you have 3 people being able to hold on to this level of consistency? I mean, Nod's doing their part here, 99.75, trying to just nip at the heels of the lowest accuracy from the United States. Peach Marrow actually spiking one of those misses back now, gonna keep that lead kind of in check. They need to make the recovery run. Everybody else truly past that 400 combo cap, so gotta put a bit of a halt on that 3,000 point lead for right now.
Yeah, not too big of a lead actually at the end of things, thanks to that miss from Peach Marrow. So 1 miss apiece. We do have a strong accuracy lead still for the United States. Nebojin, oh, never mind. Okay, nice. I shouldn't say anything.
Nice.
Nebojin does find a miss though, and that does even things out just a little bit. But I think the United States might be still in the lead based off the accuracy.
Yeah, 400 combo does get hit by Nebojin, and the lead still in favor of the United States. Not trading that miss out again there. And the United States now expanding that lead. Combos build up pretty quick. Not already above 400 combo, but that was enough time for the United States to build up about a 4,000 point combo. Now that we're hitting about halfway through, still approachable by South Korea, but a couple misses are going to be needed, especially with the accuracy lead that the United States has so far.
Yeah, everybody on the United States beating their South Korean counterpart by about 0.1%, it feels like, as things stand. Still have the maps left to go here. 5,000 points the advantage for the United States. Still, anything can happen. We've seen wilder swings already in this match. 11,000 points gone in an instant just earlier on. So the United States needing to kind of lock in here. Peach Marrow going to find a drop, transitioning into this next KI section. A third of the map left to go. Lead shrinks by about 2,000. Net falls as well. And it's getting dangerous now.
Yeah, 2 misses, and now we see this point lead less than 1,000 points. But those misses were quite clean. They're still both on 99.7. Everyone on the United States on 99.7, above all 3 South Korean scores. They're just in the lead, 1,000 points. But there goes the FC. Hello, Sun. Finding a miss as well. This lead is a little bit in favor of South Korea now.
Yeah, we have 1 FC. I'm Yi doing their job, holding onto the combo 3/4 of the way through. Nebojin finds another miss, traded by Nod twice. They're both trading their misses a lot, but the United States misses cleaner than what we see from South Korea, and that lead is looking like it's in United States' favor despite the couple of misses from the United States. But this is so close, less than 1,000 points going into the last chorus, and this is so close.
1,000 points between the 2 teams, and 1/8 of the map left to go here. The accuracies from South Korea are starting to fall by the wayside. It feels like a little bit falling down below that 99.6 mark. 1,300 points now the lead for the United States. Yi still holding on to the only FC in this lobby, but the United States players have recovered. Nebojin finding another drop, and we're playing tug of war with the leaderboard now. 500 points the margin between the 2 teams as we make our way to this ending. Is there enough time for Neb to get back up on that point? We got Peach Marrow falls as
goodness!
well. 3,000 points the advantage for South Korea going into this outro. They are not out of it by any stretch of the imagination, but this is going to be a hell of a break point to get back in their favor. Not with the break.
Oh no!
God!
Oh my God!
No.
Don't do that to me.
God.
Please don't.
I am begging you, non-stop.
You can't miss there. You can't.
Man,
I'm Yi. What is that? That's the only FC in the lobby?
I'm Yi has been absolutely cracked today. Like,
what a
so many FCs.
combo monster. What is this happening?
And despite the FC, Hello Sun gets the MVP in the lobby.
It doesn't matter at that point. It
doesn't matter. Who needs MVP? We got the point.
I'm Yi FC'd it, and South Korea got the break point. That's what I'm Yi does.
Yeah.
They FC and they get the score in their favor.
Nice catch.
You don't have to say that. You don't have to call it out.
The other important thing for South Korea, it was the United States'
Protect comes out.
And they're going right into theirs. What a potential momentum swing if they can actually capitalize on this.
It's a huge opportunity now. South Korea, they're still one breakpoint down, but you can definitely feel the momentum. It has to be swinging in their favor if they manage to pick this one up as well. And this is another one similar to some of the hybrids that they've been doing really well on before, but they do have to try and keep the misses to a minimum.
Yeah, 2 for 2 on hybrids so far. This one, the longest of the hybrids, though the consistency picks so far have kind of been going in South Korea's favor. We saw the longest picks going their way, aside from maybe Rice 3, everything else, as far as the long picks have been going, South Korea has been very strong on the consistency side of things.
Yeah, and I think I alluded to it in the last pick, where it's like the length of time on the maps. I thought it was going to play to South Korea's detriment. It actually turned out in their favor. If that map was, 15 seconds shorter, it would be a completely different story here. Being able to hang on just long enough to see themselves over the line has been playing to South Korea's strengths in this match. I mean, Rice 3 notwithstanding, but I mean, that's a Rice pick, and it's against the United States. So you can kind of forgive him for that one. But on something like this, I'm willing to turn the needle a little bit and be like, okay, yeah, this might actually be a potential slam dunk. Okay, cool. This is a pretty obvious pick for South Korea to go into.
Absolutely. Wonder who we're going to be seeing coming out of the United States. This one, I do recall, has some quite difficult Rice sections, like pure Rice sections in this one as well. So I wonder if we're going to have a bit of a switch of players.
Minu is one of the players I was going to say. Minu and Hello Sun are the two I would expect, and they do come in for the United States. This is an interesting situation. Minu coming in for the tiebreaker from last week's China versus United States matchup and pulling off the score to get United States in this position. Not surprised to see them come in for the 4-minute grand finals hybrid. The same squad from South Korea as expected. Amgi, Nod, and Gex. The consistency squad trying to bring it back in their favor, doing everything they can. If they win this, it brings it to 5-4, needing only a break point to be back in it. United States trying to bring it back to match point. So much on the line.
Yeah, this is arguably the pick of the match. So many things can happen depending on the result of this pick. Good luck to all 6 of these players. I would not want to be in their shoes right now.
Yeah, when we said just one map ago the United States was having some of the pressure off them, I think this pressure is very much back on right now, especially if South Korea can come out ahead in this one. But we'll have to see. Minu coming in here, not off to a bit of a shaky start there, early miss, but before that 400 combo mark, and also traded by Nepogen.
Yeah, rough miss from both of those. Arguably the two best players from both these teams, Nepogen and Nod, trading this lead below 400 points for either side here as we get into the technical LN section. 4 full combos, 2 full combos a piece. Accuracies matching up. Nepogen's just slightly better than Nods right now, giving the United States a very slight lead, but this is a long map, and that lead is not going to be very large no matter what it is until we see some more misses.
Yeah, based on accuracy alone, these two teams, you can put a postage stamp over that leaderboard and cover the difference between the 6 of them. It is very nip and tuck. One miss apiece, cancel that out, and lead it up to the accuracy alone. Gex gonna be the next one to fall, and that's a pretty nasty drop as well, down below that 99.7 mark. Gonna be falling into the clutches of Hello Sun there. As we continue on into the next third, it is now 4,000 points in favor of the United States.
This lead's going to grow over time as well. United States have a really solid ACK lead. Nepogen destroying everyone once again, 99.85. No one else even close to this one. as Nard is just beating out Minu by a little bit, but Gex and Anyi, the two lowest accuracies in the lobby, despite the FC on Anyi's side once again. But looking strong right now for United States.
Yeah, we see the general accuracy lead from the United States. Minu and Gex are going to trade that miss from each other. Better miss from Minu there, as accuracy stays in favor of the United States.
Yeah, it just felt like at that moment, both those players were just hyper-focusing on getting through that last section, that once things slowed down, the hands maybe just bouncing off the keyboard, it feels like, as they try and settle back into the LN sections, and already half the map coming through, and with a third left to play through, anything still can go. 5,900 points now, the lead for the United States to try and hang on to going into this next TI section.
Lead growing over time, but we definitely saw a similar lead on the previous map for the United States at this same point of the map. So it's still up in the air. He does drop the full combo though. That is another miss in favor of the United States. They're going to start building up to 5 digits now, and a repeated miss. Traded this time by Minu though.
Yeah, Minu gonna trade that miss out. Back to 4-digit lead. We still have a quarter of this map left. Lots of time available for South Korea to try and build that back up. Manu and Anyi both above 400 combo now, 9,500 points. As we get into this Rice ending, Rice has been generally favoring the United States. Accuracy definitely pushed the lead back in their favor. We don't see any misses yet, though, in this ending section. And the United States putting up a performance, trying to bring this to match point. We have just a little bit left of this as they're trying to establish dominance here.
10,000 points to margin, a sliver of map left to go through, but these dense Rice sections really do feel like they favor the United States. South Korea doing everything in their power to try and hang on. Minwoo finds a drop, 9,000 points, 8,000 points, but I don't think there's enough time for them to make up any difference here. Last couple of notes begin to rain down here, and it is now tournament point for the United States, 6-3 now on their pick.
Actually,
whoa, not Nepogin. Whoa!
3 200s.
3 200s, 150 apiece. They matched each other outside of ratio. That's insane.
In the first 400 notes as well. Both of those in the intro messing up with that 50.
That's, oh god, that's... I'm out of words to try and describe what these performances... Trying to paint a picture of these performances. They're ridiculous. They're otherworldly, it feels like.
I mean, what do you do?
There's not much you can do.
Both these teams are just putting on performances of a lifetime. Absolutely,
and I mean, trading the protects, just handshaking the picks with each other. It's like, yeah, well, you guys earned LN1, but we'll take the hybrid 2 from you. In response, and with the United States up to pick now, this is arguably one of the worst situations you can find yourself in if you are South Korea. You're needing to get this breakpoint to keep your tournament alive.
No LNs left. We got a couple of tech picks, the Jack pick, and one hybrid available.
What do you think, Potassium? What do you think they're gonna go for here?
It's already over.
Already seen. Too late to ask me. I would love to see the Jack pick come out, but not because it's a good pick for the United States.
I think the Jack pick is so risky for anyone in this stage. 160 BPM Jacks is just tough.
Yeah. And we could still see it. You never know. But
never know.
The United States gonna go for pretzels here.
South Korea backed into a corner at this point.
Are you certain?
We're gonna have first technical pick we've seen in a long time. The first time we saw it was the very first pick of the entire match, being South Korea losing their own pick to a breakpoint. We'll see if they can win one back, because they're gonna have to win 3 in a row now, 2 of them being United States own picks.
That is... No, that's not true. Oh, that is true. That is true. Sorry. This is United States pick. Sorry, I thought this was South Korea's pick. That's my bad. No,
that would have been.
They do have to win 2 of. They do have to win 2 of United States picks plus 1 of their own, just to bring it to tiebreaker. And then they have to win tiebreaker and another whole other match. So they are in a rough spot here, but it's never over until it's over.
Truer words never spoken before. It always feels like that last point in situations like this is always the hardest one to get. We'll have to wait and see how it turns out. Minu staying in, Dev coming in for this Rice pick, unsurprising, and the dynamic trio, Yi, Nod, Gex doing yeoman's work for the South Koreans right now, trying to keep their tournament alive.
Easily the three strongest physical players on the side of South Korea, but can they keep up this time? Yi actually getting the first miss here early on.
Combo Master finding a little bit of fault in the early sections. This is going to be easier to come back from now that we've hit 400 combo though, but United States going to have an early 5,000 point lead here in this map, and Yi going to find another miss as South Korea started to fall away from the lead.
Okay, you can't let this get too out of hand. Nepogen actually trading one of those misses back, gonna keep the lead in check right now for the United States, getting halted at 6,000. Minu finding the drop as well, so equaling out the two misses from Yi, Nod and Gex, the dynamic duo at the bottom of South Korea's screen, trying to do their best to try and wrench this lead back. Some massive staircase trills handled beautifully by everybody involved, and it is now inside of 1,000 points in favor of the United States.
Oh my god, I'm so nervous every time we see these 280 BPM mini jacks. They're pretty isolated, but oh my god, they're fast, and so much potential for misses here. Less than 1,000 points we have, as United States have an ever so slight accuracy lead.
Yeah, this accuracy lead isn't even, it's negligible, basically. Nod and Dev matching each other. Nepogen and Gex matching each other. Minu and Yi basically matching each other, and we see some accuracy drops as this lead continues to stay kind of in the United States' favor, but Minu's gonna drop, and South Korea is gonna take a lead halfway through the map.
Oh, there's still so much time left. It feels like a minute and a half to go through for the 6 players here. It is 2,000 points in favor of the South Koreans now. They cannot afford to find any more misses, it feels like, because if you give the United States an inch on a pick like this, they're going to take a mile.
Yeah, if you even so much as blink right now, you are going to lose this lead in an absolute instant. 2,000 points right now. Combos back up for all players.
I can't breathe right now. We have a quarter of this map left. I'm so scared for South Korea right now. That lead looks like it's increasing. The accuracy slightly in favor, actually in South Korea's favor right now. Very slightly, but it's slowly going down. Yi is going to find a miss, and United States is going to take the lead back right at the end. Yi finding a second miss with only a quarter of the map left. And that's going to increase their lead to about 5,000.
An eighth of the map left to go. It is 5,000 points in favor of the United States. There's a couple misses from the South Koreans, but Yi might have enough time to get back up to the 400 combo cap. Might be able to start making some inroads here. There's been a insane amount of effort being put in to try and keep this lead in check, but the clock might be striking 12 here for the South Koreans. It is still 5,000 points in favor of the United States. The FC from Dev as Yi finds another drop, and that might be the straw that breaks the camel's back as the last couple of notes begin to rain down. Your 2025 Osmania 4Key World Cup champions are going to be the United States, winning it out 7-3.
Oh my goodness.
Nod there, what is that?
1 and 2 200s apiece, nearly identical. It's just from the misses. Like you said, though, United States going to be your victors of the Osmania 4Key World Cup. South Korea putting up a wonderful performance to take second place. What a tournament.
Oh my goodness, words cannot begin to describe the amount of back and forth and just heart and mouth moments all brought to a head at this particular match. So many things that could have gone either way, it felt like, for certain stretches, and there were moments where it felt like the tide was turning, South Korea building up some momentum there, but just not able to find it within themselves to hang on when it mattered most. Congratulations to the United States winning this tournament back to back.
Well deserved.
Back to back
here.
to back. triple,
Three in a
the
row.
three-peats.
Dear God. I mean, hats off to them. They have earned it. They have felt like the team to beat on paper, and they have really stepped up to the plate these last couple of years to really plant their flag on the 4-key scene and say, we're here. Y'all gotta find an answer to us. And people have tried. They've been taken down to the wire. Tiebreaker against China, 3 points here against South Korea, but I mean, when all is said and done, that is a heck of a lineup to be going up against.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, we saw so many crazy matches this year as well. The whole podium position was under so much contention as well earlier on, and any of these teams felt like on the right day could have won it. But it is United States going to be securing their victory. And congratulations as well, gotta say, South Korea and China, the whole podium played absolutely phenomenally, whole tournament long.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, those three teams just putting up such a great performance. I mean, I have my own opinions about some of the teams in this tournament. South Korea, China, and the United States all earning their spot. But everyone in this tournament just did such a great job. It was such a fun ride to see, like, Chile and the United Kingdom and Thailand make their vies for top 6 and try to make it there. It was such a good tournament, and I think in a different world we could see a completely different podium here.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple of scores go a certain way, a couple of misses don't get hit, or just somebody having that breakout performance. Hats off to, I want to give a special shout out to the team that I've always thought was like that little mini dark horse of Peru, being able to like cause some early upsets in this tournament. And hats off to some of the debutants as well for being able to make it into this bracket. I mean, this is a very, very tough competition to get into. We have the likes of like Guatemala making it in here for the first time, being able to show off what they're made of, and who knows, maybe build upon it for years to come.
Yeah, tournament definitely getting more and more competitive every single year that we come. New faces of players getting just better and better over time. Like, these newer players are ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for these map pools to get impossible at this point.
They already kind of are. Like, what's going on with
we're talking about impossible map pools. Like, we're not seeing 410 BPM and 500 BPM bursts coming through in the speed maps and 300 BPM jump stream. Like, I don't know what to say anymore, but it's gonna be even worse in years to come. And it's just insane to see how good everyone is nowadays. I'm excited for futures.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when we're seeing scores like what we saw here, where it's like people are 994King, 995King, it feels like. And if we did get to see the Korchak map, I feel like I think we all would have collectively swore at the scores we probably could have seen. There's so many what ifs in this map pool that are going to be left undiscovered, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's where the cards fell.
And it looks like we are getting ready to showcase the grand finals tiebreak here as well. 10 minutes long.
Yeah, this is a heck of a map. This is a beautiful song. If you have a chance to go back and watch the VOD from the showcase, just the storyboard and everything, that all the visuals that go into this particular map, the production is just off the charts. Hats off to everybody that was involved in any aspect of making this tiebreaker, because it is no small feat putting a map that is nearly 10 minutes long together like this.
It's just a masterpiece. It's really wonderful. It kind of encapsulates the story of this Mania World Cup, where we have just so many ups and downs, so many low points, so many high points. And I think these teams can really feel that when it comes to just such a well put together tiebreaker, just to feel how this tournament has gone overall.
Yeah, just those moments of triumph, those low points like you were mentioning. I feel like anybody that has ever stepped foot in the ring for a bracket to participate in a tournament, regardless of the game mode that you play, has had those moments where it's like, yes, I am literally the greatest player in the world, and then next thing you know, you're losing 0-2 and bouncing out of a tournament. It's a beautiful encapsulation of all of those feelings, and the fact that we're able to see it being played here as a showcase. It's unfortunate we're not going to see it actually be played out with stakes on the line, but the fact that we're going to be able to see it at all is a bit of a treat here.
Yeah, but on the plus side, we do also get the 4v4 view here coming out. So
God, it's so beautiful. Someday we'll have enough Mania players to see the 4v4 in regular tournament.
Oh, that'd be great.
Eventually.
I remember having the 7 key show match being 4v4. It's so wonderful.
Oh yeah, it's impossible to keep track of. It feels like, as somebody that doesn't natively play 7 key.
Yeah, it was you and me commentating that we had a good time, but it's so.
Oh, it was a heck of a time. Yes, no, I completely agree with you. That was it was an experience being able to do that. And I mean, hey, if you enjoyed what you saw at any point in this tournament, I mean, the barrier to entry for 4 key, not the highest once you really do start to get going. And who knows? I mean, you never know until you get started whenever it comes to playing a new game mode. Step out of your comfort zone. You never know what you'll expect.
Yeah, good to see some more players, hopefully in the near future, join as well. And if we do get enough sign-ups in the future, yeah, 4v4 definitely not out of the question in the near future in the coming years.
I mean, to be fair, you're looking at a lot of new players. Like Citra, I don't remember from previous years. Maybe I just am not remembering. Minu, first time. I know Minu's first time in the MWC. So we've already seen plenty of new players coming around. And it's exciting to see them get their chance to put their hat in the ring for maps like this, especially coming into this Grand Finals tiebreaker, 4v4, as South Korea takes a lead with a couple of misses there in this early section.
Yeah, lots of misses here.
Gek's the only full combo left.
No, you got Nep.
Oh, sorry. Was that? I thought I saw Net miss. That's my bad.
Too many windows to keep track of now, right?
It's
True,
like it's less about the amount of signups. It's more whether or not our eyes can keep up. We're so accustomed to seeing 3 screens. We're seeing the triangle formation. We just kind of have the blind spot on the peripherals there.
Yeah, just gotta get used to 4 screens and see if we can follow our eyes around the 4 columns as well. With 7Q, it was crazy too, because that's so much to deal with.
The number of notes on the same screen at the same time was like at an all-time maximum.
Most ever on screen at any given time, it feels like. But as of right now, I mean, South Korea doing a great job putting on a bit of a show here. 10,000 points to the good on their side. I mean, yeah, it is a showcase, but you still want to put your best foot forward. You still want to leave on a good note, be able to put up a score that you're proud of when all is said and done here.
Yeah, I mean, South Korea currently looking like they're putting up as good a performance as they can. About a third of the way through this map, get a little bit more of a break section, still having about 10,000 points of a lead. And as long as this map is 10,000, a huge lead for them.
Yeah, not a lot of wiggle room on a map this long. It's basically chipping away to Glacier in terms of trying to get that lead down.
There goes one of the full combos there. Gek's gonna lose that combo. Nepogin, the last one left, with 3,200 now.
Still barring that full combo, South Korea holding on to the lead. Hello-san gonna find a break. Gek's trading back and forth, but more combo and accuracy breaks coming from the United States side, and South Korea holding on for the time being.
Yeah, good couple of supporting combos as well. Nod does find the next drop. Minwoo, actually the highest supporting combo for the United States next to Nepogin, falls as well, so gonna help increase this lead ever so slightly. But I mean, I don't want to say anything, I don't want to bring attention to it, but
you are bringing attention to it though.
Listen, it doesn't count if I don't see the name, but somebody in this lobby is they haven't missed yet, so it's working. But what is happening? What are they doing?
They're doing something, that's for sure. We saw a couple misses traded back and forth. South Korea holding on to the lead. I don't need to look at that name, right? Is that what we're saying?
They who shall not be named at this point.
Yeah, we are halfway into the map. This is so long. 5 minutes left still.
Oh yeah, there's so much time. And the ending is the hardest part for sure. So we still have a lot left to go. Whoa.
Oh.
No, please, Banjo.
It's trying. I think Russia might be having a bit of a connection issue. Usually if everybody starts panicking, it's because
I think, Russia definitely I think it's going to reset in a second here.
Potentially, but as things stand, I mean, you don't need to give South Korea a bit of an invitation there. I mean, I imagine everybody's in the lobby for this one, so there's maybe some...
I think we're good. Maybe Restroom just alt-tapped or something like that. It's no big deal.
Exactly. It's a showcase. I mean, this map's already hard enough. It's what, like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning for them right now?
Yeah,
so...
for Restroom specifically, it is 2:30 in the morning. Yeah,
that's crazy.
I mean, some players I definitely have heard.
I'm impressed.
Work at 5 a.m.
I'm impressed that Restroom's still awake. I thought that once they won, they were gonna go to sleep. But like, hey, all power to them.
I mean, hey, victory lap. I mean, you want to stay up for it.
Full combo is still on the board?
I mean, the accuracy next to the full combo is what really catches my eye. It's grand finals. It's the hardest map in this pool.
To be fair, we have some really good accuracies across the board. 99.65 from Nod is ridiculous.
They were alluding to a bit of hand discomfort throughout the match, so maybe a bit of a hampering factor. We saw it on a couple of the misses, maybe a little bit uncharacteristic if they were firing on all cylinders, but I mean, still putting up some really impressive performances throughout this match, being able to really step up when they needed to get some of the points that they did get. And I mean, the supporting combos from everybody else, the supporting accuracies as well, everybody hovering in and around that, what, 99.6, 99.5 range. This is a hard map. I do want to stress that. This is hard.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of crazy how high the combos are getting consistently. We're not seeing as many misses as I was necessarily expecting, but still plenty of trades coming out here. Yeah, I'm just trying to avoid my eyes going to a certain particular part of the screen here.
I cannot take my eyes off of it. I'm not gonna lie.
Guys, the number's going up. Why is the number going up?
When's the 0 gonna show up on screen is the real question.
God, there's a quarter of the map left to go here. It's 8,600 combo.
Alright, we've hit the last quarter, we get a big break, and Nepijin's still holding on to the full combo.
You said the name!
Oh no.
Missing in the break? Oh!
Never happened before. Nobody misses on the break.
Never!
No one would ever do that.
So we continue on here. Dare I say that this is a break section? It doesn't feel like a break. With the density going down as much as it
Got
does.
some weird LN bursts. Yeah, this is a break.
Yeah, this is a break.
Yeah, Hybrid 3 entire map is a break.
Yeah.
Man, people calling Nepijin Unk in chat? What are we doing here? Nep is not Unk.
Toph, I'm not gonna lie, I'm too old to understand.
Me too!
And at this point I'm too afraid to ask.
Yeah, what does Unk mean at this point if Nep is Unk?
I mean, it feels like they've been around forever.
Sure, but we are so Unk. That's crazy.
that is.
So I mean, I guess all 3 of us are Unk.
Yeah,
we're all Unk at this point.
Nep is still a relatively new player.
I'm bailing out of this conversation. I don't want to have this conversation. Oh my lord! But listen,
my goodness,
there's an 1/8 of the map left to go here. We're quickly approaching the end of the Mania 4K World Cup 2025. Is there anything you guys want to say before this map is over?
I guess I give the floor to Potassium.
Go ahead, Potty.
Wait, why am I being put on the spot here?
No, well, I don't think any of us have anything to say
I'm staring at this score right now. That's all I'm doing.
We got that 10,000 combo, 5-digit combo.
I'm not thinking about anything else right now. What are we looking at?
We're looking at one of literally the runs of all time. These jacks get so hard. No!
Oh, I mean, it is the hardest part of the map at the end here. But it felt like it was so close. It was so close.
The fact that it was so clean. It was... if it's a 50, I'm going to scream.
That would be insane.
It could have been. That was in like a full inverse section.
Here we go. More...
Certainly the hardest section of the map, right? One miss.
Easy.
991K.
991K.
No.
Oh my god.
No!
Nepagin just casually almost
on.
FC.
I'm waiting for the score
what is it?
screen.
Was
it
it
a
even a
50
miss?
or is it a miss?
I reckon it was a 50.
It looked like a 50. No!
It's a miss.
Okay, it was a miss.
Okay.
It was a miss.
Okay,
It was a
yeah.
miss.
Sorry
It was
to
a miss.
everybody's ears.
Jesus
Christ, Hope. I
God,
said it
bad.
for the
Well,
bit. I wasn't
my
actually
bad.
gonna do it.
My
That's
bad.
200 count though.
I saw the 50 and I went insane for a little bit there. That South Korean score though, those are some crazy.
981. The fact that
South Korea
not
did
in
win
Gex.
that tiebreaker, by the way.
So we're running it back, right?
We're running it back. We got a second match
Reset.
coming up after a 7-3 tiebreaker win by South Korea.
Yeah, that baseball rules. Last, what is it? No, soccer rules. Next goal wins. Golden goal. Whatever.
Next goal wins. We got the. Oh, I can't even remember what it's called.
It's too late in the day.
It doesn't matter.
No.
We're good. United. I mean, I'm just gonna say, congratulations to the United States and to South Korea getting second place. Another congratulations goes out to China for getting the third place finish in the Oceania 4Q World Cup. We've got our podium finishers up on the screen. What a wonderful Oceania 4Q World Cup we've had this year. How do you guys feel about that?
It couldn't have gone any better. There were so many capstone moments, so many memorable occasions that happened, some wild upsets, some heart in mouth, just breathtaking action that, I mean, what more can you say? This was about as good as anybody could have hoped for.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like as the level is increasing every year, these World Cups have been getting more and more exciting. This one of the most exciting World Cups that I've seen, as all of these like top 8, top 12 even teams are raising their skill level so high to be able to catch up to these podium teams. It used to just be the same couple teams that you would always see. But now I feel like there are so many teams in contention for this podium. I'm looking forward to who we're going to be seeing next year on this podium position, because it really is up in the air for the future.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting. I'm so excited to see the future of the Oceania 4Q World Cup. But without further ado, I will say one more congratulations to the United States. But with that being said, this is the finisher for the Oceania 4Q World Cup 2025. We've only got one more World Cup left for the 2025 season, and that is going to be potentially the main event. We've got the OSU World Cup 2025 coming up, with the qualifier showcase coming up in 3 weeks. I hope you guys come back for that, because it's going to be exciting. Once again, congratulations to the United States, South Korea, and China for making the podium for the Mania World Cup. But we will see you guys back again for the OSU World Cup coming up at the end of October. We'll see you guys there.
Take care, y'all.